Okay, and welcome back to this week's session of D&D. Last we left off, you guys had finally left the town of Faro and headed towards Little Redmont, going through all of the dangers along the way, mostly confusing a goblin into not paying his
I
road
forgot
taxes.
about that.
Um, had arrived, taken up, just for the sake of me, taken up a room at Little Redmont. That is seemingly, while not on lockdown, like went through a very, according to the bartender, a very tenuous incursion of Arcanos, which had taken a number from the last wild storms that we were here, some, 4 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. And had taken a number of people. And so everyone's kind of staying away from each other and whatnot. We decided, for the sake of ease on me, to allow us to, instead of moving to Redmont at that point, to stay at Little Redmont overnight. And that's kind of where we'll kick off. So, as you all wake up, most of you sharing a room. I don't remember who shares a room with Levias specifically.
I think this week he actually was by himself. Everyone paired up before I got a chance to say anything. So
Oh, John also shaked his
I
hands.
thought I paired up with Levias.
No,
Okay.
you paired up with me.
yeah,
Oh, Levias might have been
Okay.
alone. Yeah, I think that might have been the case, actually.
Just fucking dips.
Okay.
Oh.
So as you all wake up and go to the bar, the bartender hands you guys a note that was left for you all. And it has been added to your notes. So, into your handouts. So, what it says, as you all
Ooh,
are waking up, come
handouts. I
downstairs
just realized
for...
I'm not in Roll20.
Wait,
why don't you
can we
actually
have it?
read
Can we have it read in Levias's
That's
voice?
what I was actually about to say.
Yes.
Can you read it in Levias's voice?
oh, fuck me.
Oh, I thought you said no. I was like, yeah.
Yeah, no, fuck you.
I'm not reading it. I'm not there.
Yeah, I need to do Morgan Freeman really if I'm doing narration. Where did I put that? Oh, yeah, here it is. Good morning, lads. By the time you read this, I'll be gone. You're doing good work out there, helping people while traveling around. But I have my own goals, and I think I'm better off working on them myself. Considering the abilities of some of you, it may become too dangerous to keep you safe from the Arcanos. I'll check in with the library here occasionally if you ever do need my assistance. Then I can do what I can. And it was fun traveling with you all. Now be safe and may Thorn guide you. Or the Thorn guide you.
Oh.
Heretic!
But that
Whoa.
is what you're all awoken to.
What a
as you
right
guys-
bastard.
Why couldn't he just tell us this yesterday?
Doesn't even
Well,
leave without a hug.
It's not like any of us would have stopped him.
Well, I like it.
Well, yeah, we liked him, but if you want to leave, you're not stuck.
Well, I mean, like,
He probably felt bad. I mean,
what are we doing? I mean, we could have said fuck this quest if he really felt like he needed to do whatever he was doing and help him out.
Well, it sounds like he was scared of the Arcanos. He might have been.
Scared.
You don't think?
I don't think he was scared of Arcanos. I think that he seemed like he very much wanted to know more about them. And I mean, let's be honest, walking into Arcanos Keep with our lot isn't the best idea.
Why? We don't use magic.
Yeah.
You're right.
It's because you're a goblin. That's why.
Wow, that is incredibly racist.
Oh,
That
no,
is
no,
the
no,
most
it is
Yeah,
not.
racist
you
thing.
are racist. In
People
parody
are.
right now.
Yes. Thank you.
You're right, Grog.
Fucking asshole, Jerry. I want to. That.
Well,
you know
I'm
what?
not
I
from
think
Redmond.
You're assholes, Jerry. Those
I'm
guys
not
really
from
are
Redmond. I'm just saying, people not like us aren't as accepting. People.
I
aren't
think
like
that
us.
they would. I was just gonna say because we smell, but no, you had to take it to a race
No,
thing.
it's yes because it's a race thing.
We
Goblins have done well for themselves recently. I don't think that nearly as many people think that we're savages like you seem to think.
Everybody I've talked to about Redmont has said they won't take kindly to my group of friends.
And who have you talked to about Redmont?
Jade, the bartender,
I've heard no such thing from
and
them.
that's it. Have you asked them?
He's
No,
like
but
coming out with like plates of food.
Hey,
He's
bartender.
Yep.
How
Yeah.
do people of Redmont respond to?
Hold on, pause. Do you not remember my name after all this
No,
time?
I do, but it's the experience to say barkeep.
Okay, yeah, right. Whenever, like dishes have food.
Barkeep.
what a save!
Nice save there.
You ever been to Redmont?
Many times.
How do people take kindly to non-human creatures?
Well, not the
Non-human
best as a whole.
species. Thank you. I
They-
rest my case.
They have
Well, that's
to
just
eat.
non-humans.
Hey, Grol, remember when I had to convince the guards to not go and kill that goblin?
Yeah,
Just
but
for
that
being
was
a
different
goblin on the road?
because you guys, because we told them initially that a goblin stopped us asking for money.
Right, but then I was like, he's not harmful. It was like, great, they'll get to kill a goblin. And I had to
I'm
convince
just
them
saying,
to not
no
go
one
kill
has
him.
come up to me personally and said that they had a problem.
I think they're afraid of you.
That's not even kind of correct. Most people find me charming.
To be fair, he is the nicest goblin I've ever met.
How many
have you
goblins have you met?
2.
Did you meet the one that was outside on the way to Pharaoh?
Was he wearing a cape?
No, he wasn't.
Damn it. That would...
Plate mail, actually.
Oh God.
Did he tell you the whole
Maybe-
spiel about 1,000 goblins
Maybe
and the
that was
bushes and
one
the
of the 1,000
trees?
goblins.
No, he said he was on break. He was on leave or something.
What was he breaking?
I don't know. Said he was on leave. Paid well though. Tipped well.
He's part of the
I'll always accept him in my bar anytime.
Yeah, but
How
Grol
many
is better.
goblins have you met?
You
That's
just said
it.
2.
2? 2?
2 of them.
Okay.
Well, I don't. Grog, you're not in Goblin Company. I have to be honest with you. You're more in the. I don't know.
Well, you just said he was the nicest goblin you've ever met.
Well, yeah, but that was speaking nice of Grog. Look, I'm gonna leave and keep making food. I feel like I don't want to ruin my patronage of the five people who actually come here, and one of them left already.
Grol, he just said the other one's better.
What?
Grog rages.
He leaves.
Just start breaking.
All right.
Fire, bad!
All right. So
Oh, you're bad.
at this point, just for the sake of ease,
Hold
As-
on.
Yep.
There's definitely something that Jerry and I need to do, which is play with our dirt and fur.
Dirt.
Dirt and fur.
Dirt
Okay.
and fur.
I'm gonna
Oh,
look for a big rock to lift up.
I have an idea.
You're in a
That's
bar.
part of my daily prayers now. Yeah, I
Would you-
can walk outside the bar like the people inspecting dirt. I don't imagine they're doing that in the bar.
I kind of assumed they
Fair.
were, to be honest. It's a,
Let's go do dirt.
okay. Okay. So as you guys go into the alley, to play with dirt
Mhm.
and
And
to
fur.
brush the fur,
And to lift rocks.
you build your little volcano. Absolutely nothing happens as you comb Baloo and kind of pull it off to see how it moves or otherwise. It seems like he's just shedding a lot, but other than that, there's no reaction. However, you guys do notice a dwarf leaning, watching you all from the alley in a
From the
heavy
woods.
furred cloak.
What season is it?
I go back inside.
Do we have to walk past him?
Tobias,
Let you out the
is that
back.
What season is it? My question stands.
We're in like late fall, almost into winter at this point.
Okay.
Not a psychopath.
No, it is chilly quite often.
I was gonna say she's sweating profusely.
We're super late into summer. It's like 112
Caster
degrees.
too?
It's 50 degrees C. Like it's terrible.
Oh,
is-
oh
Is
no.
the dwarf armed?
He is too, yes.
Well, they have
Does he
two.
have
Yes.
weapons on him?
Why don't DT?
So you see a slightly taller than average dwarf, with a long furred cloak, a rapier, and a lyre at their side. Very long, dark brown hair, kind of in a high ponytail that comes almost down to about knee level. Paler skin, lips
Bummer.
stained dark red, painted nails, and their boots seem to
What
almost
colour?
have high heels welded on them to increase the height.
What color are the nails?
John likes
Oh,
welding.
welded. Jesus.
Dark red.
Dark red?
Fucking
Okay.
technology. I'm sold. Welding? Sold.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get a big old handful of dirt.
We're at capacity for dwarves. If you leave your name and contact information, we'll get back to you. As the position opens up.
I'm upset. I'm not. I'm the smallest now.
Would you like some dirt? Good sir.
Oh, no, thank you, darling, but I was quite interested in seeing what you're doing out here. It seems as if you are having quite some time, a fun time.
Dirt's good. I'm happy.
Oh, as long as you're doing what makes you happy, that is wonderful.
So, just sitting in alleys staring at people make you happy?
Yeah.
Oh, so many things make me happy, darling. But I was
I'm not sure. I'm not
Little
sure
book is a
if you
scrape.
know how you're coming off, but it is making me a little confused.
Oh, I just...
Come on, Jerry. We don't need to talk to a common harlot.
Oh, is that what you're thinking? Oh, that is wonderful. But no, not quite what I, but I was staying in the inn the same as you, and I just wanted to apologize if I was making too much noise last night.
We did not hear you at all.
Oh,
Wait,
wonderful.
so are you or are you not a harlot? Because that sentence didn't really explain if you were or not.
Jerry, look at her. She's in an alleyway in high heels, a fur coat.
She could be a pimp.
To who?
No.
Who else have we seen out here?
Oh no, darlings, not my cup of tea. I'm actually more of a musician. Just staying up all night working on my latest composition.
Good luck with that, and I'll walk away.
I'm gonna go back at the bar now.
Okay, you guys go back into the bar. Very confused.
Yeah, I'm following
you
you know.
follow him.
Yeah, I'll go and
Yeah,
sit up at the bar, kind of. Oh, Theo, darling, it was a wonderful room last night. Thank you. I should tell everyone of the comforts of your inn. I can't believe that is so quiet.
Well, mighty kind of you to say. Well, I believe they're about to head out, and I don't have much guess, so unfortunately, I don't know what the tipping's going to be like around here.
Oh, no worries. And kind of, I'll put a gold on the table.
Much appreciated. You're welcome.
At least this one
anytime.
pays for her drinks.
Next time you're in town, hopefully all this is blown over, and like I said, I'd have you entertain anytime.
Oh, that would be wonderful. I shall tell everyone I know about the wonders of your inn here.
Good to hear.
Turn around to everyone. So like,
They're the only ones in the bar.
Yeah, I know.
They're the only ones here.
Now, gentlemen, I understand by talking around that you are looking at going to Redmont.
Who told you that?
No,
Yes,
we're going to Stealth.
that's a lie, and I know it.
Star, why are you lying to this person?
Want someone who knows shit about his phone.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, we're going to Pharaoh, like he said.
We've never.
Jerry, no, you're confused. This is my great grandfather.
I've never.
He's very, very ill.
I look
We're
at
going
both
to
of them as
Stealth.
one of them is green.
Well, I would.
and has pointed ears, and the other one has neither of those traits.
Things are removed a little bit. I'm obviously a mix, so maybe there's a little bit of human in there. You
Look,
don't know.
I assure you, my good friends, our mutual acquaintance has vetted this individual properly.
What?
Gross.
Who are you?
I'm Bart.
Sorry, when can I stop lying?
Theo. I'm just letting you know that, as you seem to be down one on your current objective, and this individual has been vetted quite properly.
What was your name, sir or madam?
Saddam.
Thea.
Thea. Any relation
Oh,
to Theo?
None that I
Sure,
know
you
of.
know relation.
Oh, okay. How long have you been in Little Redmont for?
Well, I've only just arrived here, been here for a day or two.
Well, that's coincidence. We
We're
just
just
lost
going
our
to go
friends
join
yesterday.
the Arcanos.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just gonna go join the Arcanos.
Oh,
Mhm.
wonderful. I'm sure they have all sorts of tales that could be told.
Can I set perception then? Are
Ha!
they
We
really
didn't
excited
even-
about?
Yeah, you could.
Are
roll
they
perception.
lying? Yeah, I guess that's fair.
Yeah,
I'll,
go ahead, Jarrett,
what's
roll
it
that.
called?
DT, go ahead and roll whatever in chat.
So I'll roll acrobatics.
I guess it's more of a diplomacy than anything. Persuasion.
A bit hard to roll when everyone can see what I roll in fucking.
You can GR roll it.
Yeah, just
but if
GR roll
you're watching the stream,
Yeah,
I haven't
watching.
minimized.
They're probably playing more than they are
Yes.
watching. Okay. Truthfully, just seems to be excited about stories.
wrong number. Add an extra 4 to that.
Okay, just seems to be really excited about stories.
One of those types.
Whoops.
Anyway, we need to get some wares sold. Doesn't seem like this Little Redmont's bustling at all, so it's time that we head on.
Onward.
Well, if you don't mind me accompanying you, that would be absolutely wonderful.
But
There's an entrance fee.
Oh, that is absolutely adorable.
It's 5 silver a day.
Oh, you keep telling yourself that, sweetie.
I'm sorry, you were the one that came to us.
do dwarves still have reduced movement speed?
No.
They have 20
They
feet.
do.
20 feet.
Oh, so they do.
Yeah. You
Someone's gonna Grog pick me up.
So let's just fucking. So we just run.
Just grab Morik and just. I'd be
Aha!
overweight
You're a
then.
dwarf. I can't keep up.
How long does it take to get to Redmont? A day by walking, 3 hours by cart?
It takes about 5 hours by cart. It takes about 8 by day.
Well, why don't we give the a trial run with the group? And in our first problem that arises, if they rise to the occasion, then they can stay. If not, we're gonna kick you out like the last member we kicked out.
What about the entrance fee?
We'll waive the entrance fee if they do well enough.
Well, that's just wonderful. Thank you for being so generous, darling.
And if
Jerry, not darling.
if Thea gets on our nerves, we could just start walking faster.
Yes, sure.
Somebody just has to carry Morik and all of his equipment.
I don't have a lot.
That's why you've got Baloo in a wagon.
to be carrying you. I need to get a better cage that isn't fucking 3 bulk.
Get one made out of mithril.
There you go.
Or,
Engaged.
yeah, just once he gets more
Trained enough. Yeah, but I feel like in places like a city, I mean, I guess I could board him or something.
That's what he does to the fucking bear, although a wyvern's probably perceived as slightly more
you-
dangerous.
I was gonna say, do you
Didn't tonight just because we.
do you know if there's like an exotic barding
Right here.
place in Redmont?
I have to be frank with you, not really. I'm sure if you're willing to pay the additional cost, they'll stable anything, I would assume. But once again, a bear and a whatever the hell that is probably going to be a little bit more expensive. Here in Little Redmont, we're generous just for the business, but in Redmont, they may not put up with such nonsense. I mean, they'll do it just for the right amount of coin.
Fair enough.
To be
Yeah.
frank.
Just been trying to get rid of this cage. It's heavy as hell. And I don't much like to keep him in it, but I understand that people probably wouldn't be too fond of having a wyvern around them.
I think that's fair. There's some pretty good craftsmen within Redmont. You could probably have something a little lighter composed, given the specific needs. It seems like that might be more for keeping dangerous animals. And given how you have yours, I would assume that yours is no longer considered dangerous.
Grog, I can make it
Still
for
don't
you
know
if you
about
buy
that.
them. Grog, if you buy
What?
the materials, I will make you a cage.
But the cage is for the wyvern, not
The only thing I've ever seen you make is dresses, Jerry.
Back in my day,
Oh,
when
you
I
make
needed to get things
dresses? Oh,
done,
that
I
must be
made
wonderful.
every dress look like a
I
cage.
used to work as a laborer.
I can help him out.
That's what I did.
That's how I became a good craftsman.
Cool. I can help him make it too, if that makes you feel better.
Yes. See,
All right.
No,
he
I'm
makes
Spartacus.
exactly.
I trust you.
You will need a forge.
Yeah. When we get to Redmont, I'll see about collecting the materials.
Go
Can he
ahead,
just
can
he buy like
go
pre-forged
ahead,
shit
Joe.
like just
Rods and
Yeah.
lock.
yeah. I have a lock you could
It's
use.
it's gonna cost about 3 bulk if you do it that way. You're gonna need the ability to effectively craft something that is significantly lighter and smaller than what you're doing. If you just buy rods, you're buying what he currently has.
Gotcha.
Just get smaller
Fair enough.
rods.
But go ahead, Thea.
I was just. Oh, you make dresses? It must be the one that you're wearing. It is absolutely darling.
Mm, thank you. 5
Has-
gold and it can be yours.
Oh, but I'm quite happy with what I've got, but I no doubt I will
Jerry?
take you up on that offer.
Jerry, you already promised me a dress.
I know I can make more.
Yeah, well, I got the next one.
Okay. What you tell me what kind of dress you like and well I'll make it for you.
You know, Jerry, we already talked about that.
Didn't we? I didn't write it down. What did you like?
We'll talk about it later.
Perfect.
Jerry, are you at all skilled at working with like more armor, things other than just noble's clothes?
I am okay at making most things. I am better at tailoring though.
I'm a blacksmith.
Yes.
Recently, I've been thinking about upgrading to something a bit bulkier, and but since winter's coming, I want to have it furnished so that it's warm enough.
I can make clothing specifically tailored to winter to keep you warmer. Yes, I could modify your armor for you.
Okay.
You would have to supply the materials, but I can make it for you at no cost.
I appreciate that.
Believe it's called winter's clothing.
And if
Oh,
Clothing,
I actually have winter's clothing on me that I bought when I
clothing
first
winter.
made the character.
Yes. It's
Forgot I
actually
bought that.
it's 4 silver, so I need 2 silver.
I just haven't been wearing it because it hasn't been cold out.
Why don't I do that for everyone in the meantime as well? I'll make
I can give you mine as a sort of, if that'll help you,
a template.
yeah, something to
I
work
don't think-
off of.
Yeah, I can work with that. I can size it up for everyone off your dimensions. Yes. That works.
And when I get that suit of armor, maybe tailoring it to the
Yes.
armor in some way.
I'm gonna take everybody's measurements while we're chatting here.
Yeah, sure. Totally
Is
fine.
everyone okay with me taking your measurements?
No, do it anyway.
Okay.
Do you need my belt off?
Yes.
Okay.
His pants instantly full.
You need to take it off yourself.
Should we do this somewhere more private then?
If you're
Yeah,
ashamed, then yes.
It's
If not,
just me in the bar. I can head out.
Okay, I was
head
more
in the
worried
back.
about you, sir. I didn't want to.
I'll just, you know what?
degrade
I
your
think I got a
establishment.
chicken. I gotta go back there and make sure Aziz leaves.
Fair enough.
See a man about a dog.
Grog's real hairy down there.
nice.
Are you wearing bottoms?
I'm just gonna have it on a piece of paper, everyone's measurements, so I can make
Yeah.
clothes for them without having them to be there.
If you guys look at Grog's image and then
Yeah,
And
yeah,
then,
understood.
that's
And
it.
we keep
Yeah.
going.
Do the
We keep
carpets match the drapes?
going.
oh yeah,
So,
Yeah, that's not a sporn.
so let's move on to if there's anything you guys want to buy here specifically. Otherwise, how are you guys planning to head to Redmont? You just walking?
what can we buy? I
Just
figured
normal
everything was
equipment?
pretty much closed.
I mean, you
I
can
would like
still-
to buy
Like
some.
very general equipment you could head into. Like they still have establishments open, but the general market where some of the more exotic goods are gone.
So there's not even I can't even find like hunting materials, like people that hunt like elks or shit their fur to make winter clothing. I wouldn't be able to find shit like that here.
There are like established like tanners and otherwise where you'd be able to
Perfect.
get equipment, but that's
Yeah.
about it.
I would
um,
like to go and get two.
But the more exotic trade goods are gone. But the things that any town would always need, like tailors, tanners, those kinds of things, like those establishments are
You know,
open.
the essentials.
Exactly.
I would like to get 10 silvers worth of fur to make.
Okay, so it's going to cost you a little bit more. It's going to cost you about 12 silver.
So I'm getting 10 silvers worth for 12 silver,
Correct.
or okay,
10 base, you're buying it at 12 because of everything going on.
Correct.
okay.
Due to just a overall lack of supply and demand, just due to them, like the decrease in businesses, prices are going up.
That's bad economics.
It's a COVID.
Well, the people who will
Fun.
have to buy things are going to buy them.
You know what? That's fair. I don't have to buy it here. I'm not gonna buy it. I can buy the same shit at Redmont, probably cheaper.
Are you saying you're going to forego it, or is this you persuading the dealer?
I guess I'll tell him that. I'm like, this offers a lot more than I could get anywhere else, so I think I'm just gonna go and take my business to Redmont.
Look,
Coin pouch is a little light.
I don't. I suppose I suppose you're right. Look, at the end of the day, I still need to meet my suppliers. So, how about we call it 10 silver, 2 copper? Reasonable?
Sure. Okay.
Very slight markup there.
I can go with that.
Man's got 8.
That'll get me winter clothing for everybody and then some.
As soon as you have time to make
Yeah,
it up.
it's gonna take 5 days to do it for 2 silver. So I'll
Yep.
start doing it on when I get time.
Sounds good. So, how are you guys heading to Redmont?
Well, I still have to pull my cart, so I can't really
We
get
can.
into
It's
it.
8 hours to get there, right?
Mhm.
You can walk.
Still morning time, so you
I'll
guys will
walk
arrive
with
there
you.
like 5, 6 p.m., something like that.
It's
I'll
fine.
walk.
Okay, yeah, so you guys are just all walking then. Okay, so you guys gather up your things.
Oh
with
wait,
your-
hold on. Before we leave, can I just convert some silver into gold
Yeah, if you
while
need
we're
to
in
do
there?
that. Yeah, that's
Okay.
Can we just assume we can do that whenever we enter a town?
fine. Yeah, that's reasonable.
Okay.
You go to any shop and it's like, here's 10 silver, can I get a gold coin?
It's fine.
I also just wasn't sure if Little Redmont's economy was bad enough that they were like,
No, it's some very minor, basically some things that you would find that are not marked as large towns. Maybe not, but as a whole, like it's easy enough to do. Like any larger town, they have some establishment where you could do that. Like
gotcha.
so, you guys gather up your things as well as your new interesting individual,
Mhm.
and you guys head to Redmont.
Oh, I absolutely love your bear. It's so cute, isn't it? Isn't it? Eat my face off.
Tyson bird.
I'm gonna whisper to my wyvern, don't worry, you're cute too.
I'll probably pull out my lyre and just strum it and hum a tune as we walk along and tell a tale.
Okay. What tale will you tell?
I shall tell the tale of the exploding dog.
A good one. That's
Yeah.
a popular one in goblin
And,
culture.
Yes, two dwarf brothers were no, they were sorry. It's been a while. There's three brothers, and they are mining, or like surface mining and searching for opals and jewels, kind of in a bit of a pan. And they start getting explosives and putting them down thin holes to kind of blow and loosen the dirt. But they keep on getting some really, really hard packed areas. So they put their explosives in, nice long fuse, pack it with wax, round with rocks to make a really good solid explosive to break it up. While they're having lunch, they have a pet dog that picks up the dynamite like it's a stick and comes over, and the fuse trails through the fire and lights. The brothers see it and run like hell. The dog chases one. It goes up a tree and starts yelling at it. It looks around, can't see the other that has hidden. Third one is running towards town. The dog chases after it. The brother bursts in, kind of screaming about how this mad dog's got this huge explosive and is coming into town. As this, they bar the doors. The dog tries to get in. They can't. The local feral dogs kind of start attacking and obviously wanting whatever the dog has it in its mouth. It drops it and runs, and the feral dog is exploded as it goes off. So basically, the
Oh
moral
my
is
god!
mind your own fucking business.
Okay.
I remember hearing that one back in the bars.
Yeah, an oldie but a goodie.
I always thought it was a bit somber.
Are you telling us not to talk to you?
Oh no, of course not.
No, she's saying that she shouldn't have talked to us.
Yeah,
Ah.
she should have minded her own business.
Do as I say, not as I do.
I'll do what I want.
Exactly.
You're not my mom.
All right. So
For the right money, I could be.
How old does Thea look?
Not particularly old for a dwarf. 50, 60, something like that.
Young.
yeah.
Gross.
Along the way, so the only thing interesting as you guys head towards Redmont is a caravan of maybe 3 guards, a driver, and then their 2 pack beasts kind of are leaving from Redmont to Little Redmont. If there's anything you guys want to do there, otherwise that's just kind of the only thing that really catches your interest.
I stab
there
the
a pack?
driver.
Pack drivers, you said?
There is a driver with 3 guards, and he has 2 pack beasts.
And a knife in his side. Stab him.
Would you stop?
I beat Morik.
I also beat Morik.
I stab Jerry.
Rock beat scissors.
Smack him in the back of the head for acting like an idiot.
Okay.
Stop it.
That's kind of it. It's this entire way is very small cottages.
I
large
wanted to
kind of
talk to
farmland.
them.
Oh, okay,
I
sure.
apologize. That I was caught up in Morik trying to stab everyone. Hi there.
As one of the driver kind of stops as you guys approach, as Grohl kind of breaks away a little bit.
How are you today?
Doing fine.
Good to hear. You headed to Redmond?
No, we're heading out. We're heading to Little Redmont actually, and heading up towards Stell.
Oh, you must have a lot of good things. I'm a buyer, not a thief. I want to make that clear. I was just curious as to what you had.
Couple things, some
Sounds like
different furs, some
Because that's the way to
some
go
fine
about
worked
it.
lumbers.
Rogue's determined to not prove Jerry's point.
Yeah,
Some lumbers.
some
No.
fine worked lumbers from Pops.
Okay. Do you have any sort of metalworking things, materials?
Might have some barrel making equipment. That's probably going to be it.
Too bad.
Do you know
Not too
specifically
much.
what you're looking for? I might be able to direct you.
Unfortunately, I'm not the craftsman. My 2 friends back there, I don't know, kind of like point at the direction that they are. They are, but that's fine. Thank you though for your time. You have a safe trip to Stell.
Thank you very much.
I'll go back to my group.
So they kind of pause and take a little bit of a wider berth, like almost going off the road a little bit, kind of
fine.
getting back on the road. It's the whole time there was just a wyvern looking at him.
You're telling me that there isn't any guards like on this road
There's
between
there,
Little Redmont and Redmont? I
there
feel
are
like this would be a
couple that
well-guarded
travel to
road.
and fro. Yeah, there'd be a couple that travel to and fro. Yeah.
Okay.
But they're also within like riding distance.
Gotcha.
If there's any like genuine concern, like it'd be fairly easy for a guard to be deployed out here. As you guys head towards Redmont. So arriving on Redmont, from a distance, you guys see a large slate wall, this kind of blackened stone that's been worn down by the rains. This large 6 pillars, even from this side, stick over on each side of it as like keeps or holds from the outer sides, kind of all around it. These large 6 towers or pillars, each to kind of show the impregnable defense that the city has stood. Further within, you can even see from this distance 3 larger pillars and keeps that have been built of this white stone. And in the front, you see about 4 caravans that have been stopped, or large kind of carts that have been stopped as they're kind of in this large open portcullis. Off to the left and right side, you see these smaller ones, probably where infantry would leave, or otherwise those have been closed. So this larger portcullis is open as they're kind of being examined and looked over by the guards that are coming in. And yeah, that's kind of what you see.
Mm-hmm.
You guys kind of just de facto get into line as is appropriate.
Probably.
As they kind of work through everybody, as one of the guards comes up and goes, coming up with a kind of a clipboard effectively. Right, what's your business?
Got wares for
Visiting.
sale.
Very good. Tradesman. Sounds good. Anything else?
Craftsman. I hold up the furs. that I got from my
Artisans.
bag.
Very good.
A performer for me, darling.
Performer. Sounds good. Very good. Any needed exceptions that you have?
Any what?
Needed exceptions? Anything abnormal or otherwise that would need to be prepared for?
Fucking wyvern.
See the bear? That would count. Kind of.
Him?
Well, common townsfolk might not react well to it, and to be honest, kind of looks at the rest of your group, kind of really like stop doing his job. He goes,
Fucking
All right, done.
adventurers.
"All right, done for."
My friend here might be a little bit abnormal.
Jesus Christ, what is that?
It's a bird.
Is it?
He's friendly, and I'll say something in Draconic. I'll just be like, catch, and I'll toss a piece of meat, see if he can catch it in midair.
Okay. He's very nimble. He's very easily able to catch it as he flies overhead of the guard and comes back to you. Okay, we're all right. 5.
It's the scale from 1 to 5.
No, I'm writing the number that are visibly noticeable.
Okay.
What?
It's more to inform them. And
I plan to have.
name.
Hold on. I get that you're counting me, Grog here, and the 2 companions. What else?
Well,
Look at me, darling. I am noticed wherever I go.
You're a dwarf. Whatever.
are they?
I mean, if you count the one
Incredibly
dwarf, then why
rude.
not the other?
6. Fair enough.
I'm glad
And
that
the
you
name
got him
of-
to
the
include.
name of the
I
to
don't
go
want
up.
to be half racist.
in the
If
name
he's
of
gonna
the
be racist, he's gonna go
caravan?
all the way.
There's no respect for half racist.
Name of the
Um,
caravan.
Do we have a name?
Nope.
Write that down. Do we have a name? Question mark. That's our name.
Hold on. Orange pubes seems appropriate.
No.
OP
no,
for short.
No. Do we have a name?
No.
Question mark. That's
The big rocks. The big rocks.
No.
Ooh, I could get behind that one.
Do
He writes
Oh.
down. Do we
Do
have
we
a name?
need-
Do we need
He
a
writes down,
caravan?
do we have a name?
Yes,
And
it's
where will you be
probably
staying?
for.
No idea,
Oh,
darling. Do you
oh.
have any recommendations? We are new in town.
first
I
time.
have a. Oh well, there's a couple of them that I can think of. There's the probably one of the best, the Merchant's Tavern. Just it's appropriately named, right by the market, straight down here. Kind of gives you directions. Merchant's Haven is probably one of the best that I'm aware of for the price point. You could head into the High District if you have the ability to do so. There's a few there. I don't know. As he looks around again, the Merchant's Haven should do you fine. We'll kind of keep that in mind.
Beautiful
Do you
dressing.
know any good animal barding places? Experienced ones
Barding's the armor.
or boarding.
Boarding.
Yeah, if you head into town close towards the market where most people keep their exotic kind of wares, there's a nice one right there. It's not too far. You can see it from the Merchant's Haven. They should be able to acquiesce to this request.
Fantastic.
Right. Very good. Writes a couple other things down. Well, depending on what you're selling, there may be a tariff, but we'll keep that in mind later. You'll be staying there. I'll just write you down for the Merchant's Haven, and I'll have one of our runners come and talk to you guys a little bit later. Sound good?
Whatever you have to do, darling.
Yes, sir.
Sounds unnegotiable. That's not Grol saying that. That's me saying that.
Very good. Right, so everything should be well done. Just be safe in the town. Don't cause any mischief. And if you need anything, please find the town guard. Very good.
Of course.
Don't
Our
cause any
wares
trouble.
are mischief.
What's that?
Our wares are mischief.
Our
Don't
ways are mischief.
care.
As adventurers, always
Oh.
a mischief.
That would be the ogre bar or the ogre businessman.
Okay.
Their wares are mischief.
Their
Yeah.
wares are mischief. Yeah.
I mean, I bought the cat from him.
That's true.
Did you?
He did.
Yes,
You did?
No, we
Yes.
found the cat on an island. I
Nope.
could have sworn.
No.
I bought it from the ogres.
You did find it on an island, which was being sold by a merchant.
Oh, okay.
Oh, oh, fair
Uh,
enough.
It was
I thought we found it
killing
somewhere.
that bird thing.
No, I bought it from the ogres.
I definitely don't think we bought it from them.
I can promise you that I did.
We can go back and watch.
I don't think we can.
Yeah.
So
That was
the
far
guards
back
here just kind of taking some records and otherwise seem to let you in without too much of a fuss. As you guys head in, it's very quickly apparent that this is a large city. It is well bustling. There are people moving different animals and otherwise to and fro from the market square or personal living areas. Many of them have these little half shacks in kind of the alley where they maybe keep their own personal chickens or otherwise. And as you enter in, there are a number of chickens running around, a couple dogs, children playing in the street, men going to and fro work. There are women doing much the same. They're all just it's a very, very busy city. As you can see further down into the center of the city is these three towers that kind of align, probably this high district as they call it. And there's this large, slightly standing over top of the inner walls, this kind of white roofed, probably marble roofed keep that kind of sits at the very center of the town. As you guys head inside, is there anything in particular you guys are looking for?
Does it matter if we're specific?
You can give me general ideas of what you're trying to do.
The Lost Boys tutor.
We want to do that all. Isn't it late at this point?
Yeah,
It's
why
like,
don't we
yeah,
wait?
you're-
why
you're
don't we
into
wait
the
for
I just
the
wanted the
next-
joke. I wanted to set up for the joke.
well, no, because I mean that is why we came here. So I would imagine we're gonna do that like tomorrow or something.
I wanna go in to try and find the a leather worker.
Okay, yeah.
I'm gonna go and find that boarding place too.
Easy enough. You guys head into the main market as it's beginning to shut down at this point. All the general travelers are kind of securing their wares for the night and otherwise and getting everything all done. In the center of town, you find like a leather worker that brings in things from the nearby woods and kind of treats them and crafts things here. As you head inside, Star, is there anything in particular you're looking for?
No, I wanted to talk to the owner about. I brought some wares from Pharaoh.
Yeah. Well, what'd you bring this time? Well, I guess from Pharaoh, of course. It's nice to meet you.
My name's Star.
Right. Cleve.
Good to meet you.
Well, you're well dressed. I assume you're a new merchant arrived into town. Wouldn't expect much less from your people. Hopefully you brought me something good.
Some finely made gator leather wear.
Really? Let me see what you got.
Showing the lot. It's some pouches, a backpack, a duster.
Is this what you got from the slavers?
No, I bought this specifically to resell.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Just kind of takes a look at it. Well, it's
It's not a large pull. I understand. It's not something you can devote a lot to. Just trying to establish connections. New in the area.
fair enough. Well, this time of year, the duster's not going to have much use, although it could be used for a snow jacket effectively. The pouch is interesting and could have some use. What else do you say you had?
It's a backpack.
Backpack. It could have some use to the nearby travelers or otherwise, where. Although it's going to be a little more exotic than what they're looking for. What's the price you're looking to come by for all this?
Just a gold for the lot.
reasonable. I could probably get a couple, maybe a silver, 2 silver for the pouches. The dust is probably going to come about 4. Roll me a persuasion. I haven't seen it yet.
There it is.
You know, it's interesting and exotic enough with the caravans going to Pharaoh becoming less and less frequent. I think a gold's reasonable, friend.
Thank you, and I'll be sure if I have more great wares to bring them here next time.
Of course, and if you have any other business or otherwise needing to be made, I'd love to help get you all taken care of.
I'll let everybody know.
Sounds good. All right. You head to the boarding place as you go in. It's kind of a larger stable that kind of leads into the main thoroughfare coming from the large gate, but it's the kind of this main corner piece of the market where people can stable horses or otherwise. It's pretty full and packed as there are a number of people in. As you head inside, you're greeted by the stable master as you enter into kind of the abode, or the kind of where they would actually take guests. As you enter in. Well, nice to... Holy shit, what is that?
I've never seen a bird like this.
Yeah, that's not a bird.
That's not a bird.
Okay, as long as we're being honest with each other, what the fuck?
Yes, have you
I'm
ever
more
heard
impressed than anything. Did you capture it, or did you train it? What's going on here?
I have trained it. It's still sort of in its beginning phase.
You'll
but...
have to excuse me, sir. I was talking to the bird. I'm just
okay.
joking. No, that's I'm just well,
speaking of talking to the animal, do you happen to know Draconic?
fuck no, I don't. Why do you ask?
Okay, I'll teach you a few words that I've learned after reading this book, and I'll like pull out the book that I grabbed, and I'll put it back
Draconic
in.
for dummies.
Yeah.
Draconic for goblins.
He does seem to understand it and respond to it a little bit better than common. He's a wyvern. First of all, if you've ever heard of them.
Yeah, they often come through every now and again and kill people's cattle. Yes.
He's pretty tame as of recently.
Like as you say that, he looks at you and just kind of like dabs a little bit.
No stabbing. The main thing is just that he's very food driven, so that's the main thing. Look, I found him, or me and my friends found him rather. He had been captured by a group of slavers who were also siphoning off his poison from his tail, and he was beaten up. We kind of nursed him back to health, and he's been growing. And like I said, he doesn't attack anybody like he used to try to do, which is great. But anyway, I needed to board him. I understand if there's an extra cost because
how long?
I don't know yet. Can I put him down for a week for now?
Put him down.
Yeah, we can put him down for you.
I should know within the next few days how long I'm going to be here.
Yeah, I think it's.
I don't want to alarm anybody in Redmont.
Yeah,
mainly.
this is the kind of wares most people would probably be selling. I can board it. That's not an issue, and I'll take your advice as far as how to handle him, good sir. Although it's not going to be cheap. We'll say for the week, we'll call it. We'll say 3 gold pieces in case you end up being extended in your stay.
Okay.
That should cover you for 2 weeks as a whole. So, given the danger for my stable hands or otherwise, that's working out to a little over 2 silver a day.
2 silver a day. Okay, so
However, given the
So is this something where I would pay you up front the 3 gold, and then if I decided to pull him out early, I would receive what's left back, or
correct, we'll be keeping 2 gold either way, given the danger. But
Mhm.
we'll say 2 weeks. We'll break that down to about 2 silver a day. Give me 3 gold. If he's not gone, if you're not back within 2 weeks, tell me where you're staying. I'm gonna send somebody to try to find you. If you can't, well, he's going on the marketplace.
um sounds good then. By the way, and I'm gonna pull out a piece of paper. I saw this post a little while back of a man looking for a dragon egg. Do you know a
Yeah,
man by this name? Like, is he a noble around here? Is he just just nobody?
takes a look at it. Brasm, yeah, I'm well aware. Collector of sorts.
The man seems like a
Interesting.
fool.
Well, it doesn't probably quite know the cost of things, but he does live in the High District. I don't know if he's a noble per se, but he was once a wealthy merchant. Um,
What was his name again? I
Brasm.
apologize. Brasm? Okay.
Yep. Ran or at least financed probably somewhere around 10 caravans in the nearby area. From what I understand, made himself quite a lot of money. That would probably be why he's looking to buy things. And well, while it does understand that the people looking are out there, it's probably more to prey on unsuspecting fools. I hope you're not looking to sell this guy for that
No,
price.
no, not at all. I can't happen but be curious about a man who posts on a bounty board looking for a dragon egg for the low cost of 20 gold.
No, 20 gold to buy you a house.
But it won't buy you a dragon egg.
Well,
Buy you a house?
The dragons have been gone for years. Like, I've only recently started to hear about them being sighted, and even then, I'm not even sure if those tales are true.
well, you get a stupid young folk who's looking to try to make himself some money, follows up a rumor. More than likely ends up getting people killed more than anything, but you never know. At the end of the day, some foolhardy person looking to do something right by his mother.
Yes, I thank you for the information.
Of course. Well, we'll take good care of him. And what are those draconic words again? Does he kind of ask you as you finish up the transaction and head out?
Yeah, it's basically just like catch, come, like stay. Like that's all that he really knows
Stop,
right now.
Please, God, stop.
Yeah, or like stop, maybe. Yeah.
Okay,
Maybe.
sounds good. As he kind of takes him back and
See, what's really
puts him into a place.
interesting is when you translate it, a human scream sounds very much in Draconic like, please keep stabbing me.
Yeah, it's really, really odd.
Hmm.
Is there anything else anyone in particular want to do before we head to the bar?
Oh, I need to stay with my bear.
Okay.
Okay. I'm also gonna offer him the cage. I'm gonna say, I have put him in this cage when he's acted particularly out of hands. I don't know if you'll want to use it. He's at least a little more familiar with it at this point. As like maybe I've put
we'll
like
keep him in there. We'll see how he responds to the stable hands. If he's particularly good, we'll leave him out. But we'll have use for it. I can assure you.
Thank you.
Takes it from you as you go to stable your bear. As Grog's about to leave, as
Hi,
Star comes right on inside with a fucking bear. Well, this is the day of interesting events, isn't it?
So start taking off his armor.
Well, what can I do for you?
I need someone to hold the bear for, say, 3 days. If I need longer, I'll come back.
Sure. Let me take a look at this little fella as he comes over. He goes, how well does he respond to commands?
Pretty good.
That's it. Does it do it?
Yeah.
Sit.
Trained bear.
Lay down. Up. Pulls into his pouch, pulls out some food.
His name's
Goes
Blue.
to pet him. Blue? Seems to be a good boy. Well managed, well maintained. Seems to be combed quite well. I'm guessing this one's not for trading. This one must be yours then.
My best friend.
Well, kind of scratches like under the jaw a little bit. Well,
Bites his hand off.
exotic nonetheless, but seems to be well maintained, much more so than recent arrivals.
Meanwhile, there's a guy in the back like, no, no,
Yeah,
no,
you
stop."
see in the back a guy like, oh god, it's just, just like,
You got Pebbles in.
oh, you seem to know Pebbles. Is
I
that his
actually
name?
decided on a name now. I haven't
It
told you
just
guys
says
yet. I
Pebbles.
forgot.
It is Pebbles.
No, it isn't Pebbles.
Oh, okay. Is he? Oh, you seem to know that one then. Well, right. As he turns back around, as you hear in the back, no, please, not the face.
He's good as long as he's fed.
Anyone else picturing like the birthing scene in Men in Black, where fucking Will Smith is being thrown around by tentacles and shit and
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
yeah.
As well, this one shouldn't be too much of a
Rich.
problem. Well, I'll call it. You're going to be staying in town for only 3 days.
It shouldn't be longer than that, but if longer, I'll come back and pay whatever's necessary.
We'll break that down to 4 copper a day. How's that sound?
Sounds good.
Well maintained, well managed. If you want us to do the brush and everything like that, call it 5 copper a day.
I'll be back.
Sounds good. Well, Blue, I think I have a nice pin for you out here. We'll keep you safe. We'll keep you away from the other animals because, well, you might be well good, but they might not do well to a bear. Natural instincts and all. Come right this way. He kind of goes to motion for Blue as he opens up one of the doors that lead into the stable.
Okay.
As he takes them out. Yeah. Anything else in particular anyone needs to do? Or are you guys heading towards the bar?
Oh, I'd be probably heading towards the bar, kinda.
Okay. Heading towards that bar that he named. So why don't we take a brief break here, and we'll kind of pick it up from there.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. You guys have a 1. Okay. So as you guys enter into the bar after kind of spending a little bit of time throughout the day, heading out, or the night, kind of getting your last minute things all arranged, you guys head into the Merchant's Haven, a quaint little bar. The bar has a super nice plaster wood kind of framed halls with this kind of a decorated, like each board has been finely kind of nicked and marked by artists or past nobles or people of interest that have come through. As you guys enter in, one of the bar maidens kind of just instantly comes up to you. Welcome in tonight. Well, a couple different specials that we have: veggies, steamed bun, and a glass of whiskey. Egg sandwich and a tankard of the bitters, and an egg pie with peas and a tankard of ale. Please grab a seat. We'll be right with you. As you guys see a fairly full bar at this point. A couple people catch your eyes in particular. There is a human wearing kind of higher end clothes than everyone else. Seems to be more than just a normal laborer, with these exquisite earrings, these very large bracelets with kind of gemstones on them. There is a female. That is a male human. This is a female human. Seems to be wearing kind of very, very dark leathers. One of her eyes has been like completely whited out as she's kind of chatting with a couple people around her, just kind of laughing and having a good time. There are a number of the patrons just kind of drinking and having just honestly a grand old time eating food and drinking, as there is a small kind of stage that has been built as a performer is just kind of finishing up as you enter off. It's a male elf getting off the stage at this current point in time, relatively dark skinned, although you wouldn't call him a dark elf, just very, very deeply tanned, wearing very, very fine silks underneath kind of a very small kind of like breastplate, kind of coming off with a large kind of a lyre effectively, as he's kind of getting off stage, going up to the barkeep and having some drinks. The barkeep is a large human male, probably into his 50s, very, very muscular at one point in time, although everything's kind of starting to sag a little bit. A very, very full beard, probably down to the middle of his chest. Long hair with a heavy widow's peak like mine, but he has very, very long hair that's been whited out due to time. Kind of scarred probably from previous bar fights or otherwise, potentially a soldier in his past, as there's like one empty table, a number of empty bar stools, and everyone's just kind of having a grand old time at this point.
Well, I will go over and kind of quickly snag that last table.
Okay, as you kind of head over and slide on in.
Mm-hmm.
You guys all kind of move that way. Perfect. As you guys all enter in, that the bartender kind of moves out of the way and enters up to your table and goes, "Nice to meet you all. Rohisia. Pleasure.
What was that? Rohisia.
Rohisia. Pleasure. Seem to be the adventuring folk based off of your, well, attire, well armed, well traveled.
I have
You're wearing a fabulous dress, if you don't mind me saying.
Thank you.
Well, goblin kind. I haven't had a couple of one of those in here in a fortnight. Well, please, first drink's on me, friend. Second one's on you.
Oh, absolutely marvelous. And from what the young lady said, do you mind if I have some of that egg pie? Thank you. That meal.
Of course. Well, that egg pies comes with a tankard of ale, if you don't mind. Well, that's going to be 2 silver pieces for you. Food and drink, of course. Can I be getting you anything else?
I was looking at that fabulous stage that you've got up there. I was wondering if that might be open for any performers, or is it just the elven gentleman tonight?
Well, tonight he's more or less done performing. He might go up and, if you can persuade him, have another song or two. I don't see why not, as long as you don't drive out any of my patrons. If you do, you'll pay for their drinks.
Oh, I'm sure I wouldn't, but give me a moment or two, and I think I might have a ditty or two I could sing.
collect yourselves, get to go. Let me go ahead and get these orders in. Anyone else wanting anything else tonight?
Can you fill this up with water, please? Boiling hot.
Teapot.
Well, if you don't mind me saying, this is quite a fine tea set that you have there. Well, ceramic made. Well done. Well, a connoisseur, if you don't mind. I have a number of local herbs and the such, if you be wanting that, or you want something of your own.
I have some of my own, thank you, but maybe if I stay long enough, I'll get to try
Fair
one
enough.
of yours.
The hot boiling water's easy enough to do. We've got plenty of space in the back. It's on me tonight.
Thank you. You know what?
Anything
If
else?
it's on you, give me your favorite tea, and I'll pay for that instead.
Sounds good. We'll call that for the whole pot. We'll call that 4 silver. Or sorry, 4 copper.
Yeah,
4
for
copper.
gold.
I apologize.
Sorry, that
copper.
is way too cheap. I don't want to mislead you.
Thank you.
Anyone be wanting anything else tonight?
He's been getting into the stock.
What's the house special tonight?
We've got 3 tonight. Egg pie with peas, with a tankard of ale, egg sandwich with a tankard of bitters, and then the veggies steamed bun with a glass of whiskey.
Ooh, veggie steamed bun. That sounds good.
Ooh,
That was
I
going to
love
be 4
pie.
copper. That's going to come with a glass of our, well, not our finest whiskey, but a good one nonetheless.
That sounds good. I haven't had our hard ale in a while.
The
Well, it's,
should I be asking the pie and beer that I got? You said 2 silver, is that right?
correct. Yeah.
Okay. It's like everyone else is fucking.
The
4
big
copper.
difference is the finer liquor versus.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
Liquor, I hardly know her.
What about you, my finely dressed gentleman? This is a
Actually,
start.
was curious if you'd be interested in procuring some ale. Come from Faro. I understand that not a lot of trade between there. I brought some of their local ale.
Really? Well, I tell you what. Tonight's for the business of the guest, but tomorrow I can be doing business at the bar. So I'll put a note in this. We'll keep this up tomorrow after you guys wake up and drink off yourselves a nice hangover, and then we can go over all that if you don't mind.
Sounds good to me. But for now, I'll just have a pint.
Anything to eat?
Uh,
A man who drink like that and doesn't eat, he is going to die.
I eat. I just typically procure my own food. Something simple.
Sounds good. We'll call it 2 copper. What about you, my quiet dwarven friend?
Soup.
Soup. Okay. Anything to drink?
Soup.
Soup.
Gonna drink the soup. Well, we'll call that 2 silver. That's 2 soups. 1 to eat, 1 to drink. Am I right?
No,
What?
just one soup.
1 soup. Okay, we'll call it 1 silver.
For one soup?
Well, you turned down my
Okay,
great
sure.
offer of 2. You know, I sell it in bulk. Just 1's a silver. 2's 2 copper. Look, I've got a
Isn't
lot of
that a
soup
little-
to go through.
Isn't that a
I've got
little bit pricey?
Look, I've got 2 to go through. That's all I'm saying. I've got a lot of soup to go through. Can't sell it in the smaller batches. You know what I mean?
How about
I'll take half of. I'll take the other soup if you want more.
I don't want to pay a silver for a soup.
But it's 2
Exactly.
copper, then.
Buy the 2 for 2 copper. I'll give you the other copper, and I'll just take the extra soup.
I'll buy 2 soup.
Okay.
Sounds good. Well, it's a
I'll
pleasure
put
as
forward
always.
one of the copper.
Sounds good. Sure enough, I'll get these moving your way right immediately. And if you need anything, let me know. So he kind of wanders behind the bar and kind of gets everything. Talks to some of his other bartenders and some of his patrons. He's got seems like one other bartender. He's got 2. I don't want to call them wenches, but he's got 2 kind of barmaids that wander the floor, picking up drinks and glasses, getting any refills, foods, or otherwise bring them to the bartender. As has probably a cook in the back as he's kind of running a whole show. As there's probably about 20-ish guests in the tavern currently. So not an egregious amount, but it's not a slow night by any means.
Mm-hmm.
So he's kind of going through everything. Yeah. So he kind of gets all your food brought out and goes, "Well, what if we bringing you to Redmont?" As he grabs a seat and pulls himself a pint as well, as kind of has a seat. Hey, you have to be forgiving me. It's I get a lot of interesting guests, but you're by far the most interesting that I've had in a while.
Well, I can't exactly speak for the others here, but I am traveling and spreading tales across the land.
That's a good travel to have. Anyone else be looking for anything or looking to do anything in this town? There's a lot to do, a lot to have. We have this fine game, not on the west side of the outer wall. There's a fine league of stickball be going on right now.
Oh, I haven't played stickball since I was a kid.
Well, we have a little semi-pro league if you're be interested with those big strong arms. That's what I assume you'd be fueling up for.
He's
No,
got his own bat.
I'm down. Where might I find you?
Me? I work here most nights. I do own the place after all.
Well, I
And a
figured
fabulous
you
place
met
it
somewhere
is.
else for stickball.
Oh, stickball, that's far east side of town. I can take you there in the morning. After I deal, of course, with your friend here with procuring some fine Faro stout.
I mean, that depends how early in the morning.
Well, I bartend late into the evening here, so when I say morning, I mean more, a little bit later. Probably somewhere around 10, 10:30, 11, 12, really whenever I wake up.
1, do I hear 2?
Fair enough, fair enough. We do have to look for a man earlier in the evening, but I should be able to fit that in then.
Of course. Well, I'll leave you to it. I don't mean to be the Gabby host, of course, and I'll, let y'all have fun. Stage is open if you want to have at it, and I'll be on my way. Let me know if you need anything.
Oh, we shall do. Thank you very much.
He wanders off as a number of the patrons kind of continue on their course as one of the humans kind of leans in and goes, "My friend, if you don't have to mind," and this is the man wearing the large jewelry, the earrings, everything, "those jewels on your ears would fetch a fine price. How much would they go for?" You're
John,
muted.
you're muted.
I'm sorry, they're priceless.
Ah, so what you're telling me is that you haven't quite determined the value. Well, I can assure you I'd be willing to pay quite a pretty sum for those. As you can tell, I'm quite the procurer of fine jewelry myself.
Okay, throw out a number.
Say 10 gold pieces.
Times
I
that by
see a man
10.
knows what he's got. We'll call it 18. We'll shake and be
Okay.
done with it.
100 gold. No, won't shake your hand because I haven't showered in a while. I'm pretty dirty.
Not sure it isn't. Actually, it has
100
probably
gold.
been a while.
100 gold. Well, I was correct in assuming you didn't know what you had. Well,
This guy come
maybe-
over just to make fun of you? Like,
no, he was trying to buy his earrings. Well, they were nice, but as he leaves,
Good.
he spends the rest of the night looking at your earrings,
Oh, you
The
better-
one that got away.
practically drooling over them.
Yes,
Nice.
just make sure when you rest for the night that you keep them very safe.
Oh, I will.
Well then, time for a performance, I think. And I'll get up and I'll jump up on stage.
Yeah,
Hmm.
go ahead. Well, and what will your performance tonight be consisting of?
I will be singing a song, I think.
Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah, go ahead and roll me a performance check.
I come from a land down under, where beef does flow and men chunder. Can't you hear the hammer's thunder? You better run, you better take cover. So performance check.
Mm-hmm.
And that's an extra +1 if I'm doing singing, because of the feat that I get.
Okay. It is quite good. Good enough to where a number of people off the street come in to listen to you and begin drinking at the bar.
Fuck yeah.
While no coins are tossed your way,
Rude.
no coins are tossed your way as the barkeep comes up to you and go, Well, I think that performance says a thing or two. If you don't mind, I'd have you any time.
Oh, fabulous. I always love seeing new faces and people enjoying my music.
Well, if you're not appreciated tonight, here's a silver piece, and the rest of your drinks tonight are on me. Just don't drink me out of house and home.
Oh, wonderful, darling. Thank you very much. Keep them coming.
And he is easy enough to do. The food that you ordered is delightful. The tea that he brings is a very very fine like thyme tea, a super. Uh, it's it is innately sweet. No sugar needed or otherwise. It has this very very slight kind of herby taste, but it is very very sweet in itself. No sugar or anything added. It is lovely. It is quite good. Um,
What kind of soup did I get?
you got a very very thick and creamy like broccoli soup with some
Hell yeah.
cheese put into it.
I was really hoping you were gonna say egg. Like this place only serves eggs. It was really subtle.
I was really also hoping for that too. By the way, half of all that I eat, goes in the jar.
Okay, sounds good. The jar is close to it's full and bursting at this point.
All right, good.
As a yeah, yeah. As the patrons begin becoming more and more drunk, as that the man comes up to you who was performing before, and well, if you don't mind me saying, that was one of the finest performances I've heard in a while.
Oh, thank you, darling. I do try my best wherever I go.
Well, are you a traveling musician then, or just an orator?
Someone just traveling from place to place, learning the tales, trying to inspire and people with my music and songs, and enjoying life as I can.
Well, I haven't spent much time traveling myself. I mostly stay in Redmont. There's many tales to be heard from the local townfolk, but I'd love to hear yours sometime.
I am sure that can be arranged. No problems whatsoever. I am always up to exchange tales.
Well, I believe I have a contract here for the next few days. I'll be around, and it's a pleasure meeting you.
Thea, darling.
Of course. My name is Weimar. You
Why
hold it
not?
out like you're like that.
Yep.
It's a pleasure meeting you. My name is Weimar.
Pleasure to meet yourself. Well, meet you too, sorry.
If you don't mind me saying, my wife would love a dress like this. How much for something similar?
The one I'm wearing, or is that towards
He,
Jerry?
it's to Jerry.
Yeah, okay.
Something similar to this one. I'd probably have to charge 2 gold.
You got something closer in the silver pricing?
I could make an ordinary dress, nothing quite flashy as this, for 2 silver, 3 silver.
Well, I mean, I don't want an ordinary one. I want something not quite ordinary, but not quite what you have.
Well, I spend
Or-
more in
or they have.
materials.
Or
I
he
spend
has.
more than 7 silver in materials. So I have to make a. You understand? You have to make
I
a
absolutely.
bit of profit.
I've just.
The lowest I could go is a gold and a half.
Maybe the next time you're in town, I'll
Oh, come
see if I
now,
can save it up
darling. Can't
next
you
year
see
for her
that
birthday.
It's clearly worth the price, and the man is doing such a wonderful deal for you.
Not a question of how much. It's not a question of how good of a job. I asked. I just don't have the money for it. Maybe next year.
Tell you what. You made plenty of money here tonight from this fine performance. I'll give you the dress right off my back, clean. I'll clean it myself. And we'll call it a gold and 1 silver. The lowest, it's 1 silver more than I paid for the materials. I'm making not a lot of profit.
It's such a good deal. I can do that, but it'll probably take me another day to come up with the funds. I'll have
That's
to.
fine. I can even. I'm gonna.
I believe we're in town for a couple of days, darling, so
Yes.
no exact rush. You do have some time up your sleeve.
And I can even refit it to your spouse free of charge.
Well, I would appreciate that. Well, thank you. You know what? This next one will go out to you as he goes up and 17 on his performance.
The stingy old dressmaker really ripped me off. I really.
No, that's a ridiculous price for what he's selling.
I just need money more than I need this dress right
Yeah.
now.
Do you
Do
still
need
have your
20
robes or no?
bullets. Yeah.
Okay.
Wait.
Um,
No.
You're sitting there butt
As a knight-
naked in the bar as you've taken the dress off. Here you go.
as
I said I'd
the
give it to him tomorrow.
as the night slowly comes to a
Time
close,
to
as
buy
people begin
robes.
leaving and otherwise, as well, I'm gonna be heading to bed for the night. My bartender will be here for another hour or so. If you need a room, let me know or let him know. It's a pleasure meeting y'all. Good to
Pleasure
see your
meeting
kind in this.
yourself too, Arahusia.
Good to see you're kind in these parts. It's these people suck. Let's be honest. But look, you got
That's
coin.
mean.
I'm willing to host anybody.
Yes, I was quite upset with the lack of tips tonight, but perhaps tomorrow.
Well, it brought business to me, so take that as a thank you.
Girl, you do a bit of performing. Why don't you?
It's been a while. I could try.
Oh, I would
Orating
love to see a
something, or-
traditional goblin song or dance.
More of an orator, really. I'd
Even
like to keep
better.
track of stories.
Oh, you too. It is. We shall have to trade stories at some point.
Well,
There has been one I've been workshopping. Maybe another night. I'll have to work on it a bit more.
I shall take you
Most-
up on that.
most of the guests are gone at this point. Well, if y'all be needing a room, let us know. I'm gonna be heading to bed. I'll be home. I'll be here tomorrow morning to see what we can procure from Pharaoh, and otherwise, welcome to Redmont.
Mm-hmm.
As he heads out.
Oh, we'll have to get a room.
Yeah. So the room's gonna run you about 3 copper pieces. You can fit 2 people in them pretty reasonably. You can fit 3. You know, you have some small folk and whatnot. So it's however y'all want to do it, but it's gonna be about 3 copper pieces of room.
I believe Jerry and I shared a room last time, and I paid for the room.
Yeah. Due to the group dynamic, I'm assuming I'm by myself.
Probably, yeah.
That's probably fair.
I'll pay this time, Storm.
Appreciate it.
I'll cover the 2 for tonight if you want to do 2 tomorrow night, Grog.
I do appreciate that. I'm a little short on cash today. I had to spend quite the fortune just to pay for that boarding for my little guy.
Pebbles?
Actually, I've finally decided on a name. Sling is what I'm calling him.
Because you sling him over your back.
Uh,
No, because that's what his great uncle Slip-Off did. Or used. Or Slip-On.
no, yeah, slings have been known to carry rocks, and I mean, if this fellow does grow as big as people have told me he will, maybe one day he'll carry a big rock like myself.
Alright.
Okay. Little button.
So I paid for a room, so yeah.
You guys go to sleep. Have a uneventful night. Wake up in the morning. As you come down, the owner of the establishment once again is hanging out just somewhere downstairs having breakfast. And as you guys come down, one of the barmaids comes up and goes, "Well, I hope you all slept well. This morning we have a fantastic special: goose burger with egg and a tankard of cider, chicken burger with peaches and a nice tankard of ale, or a fantastic meat pie for the morning." and a glass of water.
Chicken
Did
burger.
she say a fantastic meat pie?
Fantastic meat pie.
Chicken burger for me.
I love the meat pie. That sounds fantastic.
You said it yourself.
I'll have the goose burger.
Okay. So the meat pie is going to run you 2 copper. All the other
Okay.
ones are going to run you 4 copper because they come with a alcoholic drink.
Okay. I would also like to save a bit of the meat pie, not in the mush jar, just
You're
save
gonna
it
bring it to your
yeah.
wyvern
to Sling.
to sling. Sounds good. As he goes, well, I believe. Don't mind me interrupting your breakfast, but I believe we had a bit of business to conduct.
Yeah, I've got 2 kegs of Faro Ale.
How much you looking to sell for?
Gold each would be good.
Gold each. You're marking me up pretty high there, aren't you?
Oh, not that much. I had no trades coming through for quite the many weeks.
Yeah, but you're kicking me in the balls here, aren't you?
You can make at least double that.
Roll me a lore for me, if you don't mind.
Thank you. Yeah. Yes.
You're probably right there. Might take a little bit of time, but if I do some good promotion, fine. 2 gold it is for the two tankards.
Thank you.
But my God, am I going to get this back on you? Next time you go to order yourself a drink, I might just have to not double pour you.
Well, before we leave, I might just buy a couple kegs from you.
Fair enough.
Yes, no need to kind of start bickering. Business is business after all. You'll make your money back, and I'm sure he'll be able to spread the word of how good of an establishment this one is.
Oh, of course. I'm just a little upset at how good of a merchant friend you have here. I'm sure he bought that for quite a small amount, given the fact that no merchants have come through Faro in quite a while.
Well, it's a week-long trip.
Also, we did come near we did leave around the end of their festival, so alcohol was a bit steep in price for a while.
Fair enough. Well, like I said, you have a fantastic merchant. Hopefully you guys are overflowing with coin. I'll keep that in mind when I serve you in the future. Just kidding, of course. I would never hold that against you. You got one over on me, but I'm sure I can make my money back on it. Well, if you guys need directions, are you new to Redmont then?
Yes, first time here from.
Honestly, this is the biggest city I've ever been in.
It's good to hear. Well, there's
Nothing.
lots of things to do. As I told you, there's stickball. But there's a number of other things. What are you looking to find? What are you looking to do? You don't want to tell me. That's fine. Just FYI.
Well, we are a bit of the job-seeking sort. We did have one man that we were supposed to meet with, but other than that, we might look for a few side jobs to keep us busy. Do you know if there's any sort of postings for hired work?
I do indeed. I have a number of them, actually. Give me 1 second here. So, the long and short, I have a few of them. So to the south, near Bob's, there's a group of bandits that have been stationed out in the woods that have been attacking some of the nearby suppliers, raising the price of woods. I believe he's going to be paying a nice penny at Pops to remove these such bandits. Might do you quite well. Let me know if you do take that one, as I'm going to be getting a little bit of coin sent back to me for posting it. Apparently somewhere to the southeast, north of the forest that Pops is kind of set out of, in those hills up there, there's apparently a kobold tribe, powerful witch doctor. As people have reported, I don't know how credible it is, but it's more people have said it enough to where I have has some merit. And I guess as a whole, those are the most. There's still a cat burglar that's running around Redmont, although I don't have any additional information there.
Ox, I swear to God, if that is an actual catfolk burglar, I'll be blood red mad.
Let me just change some notes.
Other than that, that's all I have. At least at the moment.
Like I said, we have a bit of other work to do first, so we can probably think over it while we're doing that.
Well, we know he's somewhere. He should be somewhere in the town, but
Well,
do we know whether he's in the High District? What information do we have on this guy other than that he's a tutor?
We could ask.
as he turns around and goes, I do have one other.
Wait, hold on.
One of the noble's sons is trying
Looking.
to get a group of adventurers to take him on an adventure.
How old is the boy?
14.
Wait, what race are they? Please say goblin. Oh, damn it.
But fairly high noble, and
What does that one pay?
gold amount's not listed, I'm sorry.
We should probably look into that. I mean, we could always take the boy on something small. Keep him well guarded. Nobles like to pay pretty pennies for things like that.
And if anything happens to him, once again, I'm sure
Then we go
something
to the
will
Blue
happen.
Desert.
Yeah.
Then we leave this terrible anti-magic place.
We'll go to Stalfox.
Yeah, I've heard Alderaan is nice this time of year.
Guys, how much gold do you think a noble son carries on him? Just as a question, as a normal question.
I'm not hearing this. I'm going back to my bar. Zila.
Well, actually, we have a question. What was the man's name again that we were searching for?
Hold on, let me look through my notes. Kalor.
We understand he's a mentor, a tutor.
Yes, he's a. I have to say, he's probably one of the best doctors that we have in this area. He lives in the High District. There might be some difficulty getting to him, but I'm sure if you have work with him, I'm sure that it would be feasible to get in touch with him. Although, probably in the last week or so, I don't believe he's been out much. Probably 2 weeks. Anyway.
Well, while you guys procure information, I'll be back. I'm gonna go to the stables and
Take care of your
Go.
bear.
yep. And
Do you mind if I come along with you, Star?
sure.
That way
I've
you
got a
can-
meat pie I want to bring to
Yep.
the little sling.
You head inside. You give him the meat pie as you go to like kind of scratch him a little bit.
Oh,
He
good
eats it
boy.
like a
Good boy.
monster. Just eats it like no one who has any idea of table manners. Yeah. As you go ahead and brush his fur.
I brush his scales.
Sounds good.
He hates it because I'm running a comb along. There. This is good for you.
Okay. As you go ahead and brush his fur and kind of.
Make sure that none of his scales are out of place or anything. He might catch a disease.
So it as you comb it and you let go of it, it blows onto his face as it kind of bunches onto his nose a little bit. Like you are in a no wind environment as it brushes onto his nose as you go to like go kind of sneezes a little bit as you kind of take it off as like the classic like you hit a dog in the nose or he bumps his nose a little bit, he just starts sneezing a little bit. Yeah, that's kind of what Baloo's doing, just it's a little bit hard.
pet him, calm him down.
Yeah.
Uh,
is he-
Will you be a good boy? Oh, sorry, I have to leave you here, but I'll see you tonight. Alright, alright.
You head out. As one of the stable hands goes, okay, can we have some of that meat pie left, please? He likes to stab a lot.
One's got
No.
a bandage over his face.
Do not have
Why?
meat back there.
I
You know
have
what?
meat, but he
Here,
doesn't
here,
respond well.
and I'll pull out my jar of mush. He sometimes likes to nibble on this.
Okay, yep. Just the jar, the cell itself. He nibbles on the jar.
No. If you pull some of, are you familiar with Big Rock?
No.
It's a holy food of my god. He takes to it pretty well.
Okay, I will. Okay. Sounds good. By the way, do you know that he likes to bite like all the
Oh,
small
yeah.
animals we have?
Oh yeah. Well, I gave you the cage for a reason. I didn't think you'd put him in with the smaller
Well, I
stuff.
tried letting him out last night a little bit so he could stretch his wings a little bit. It took like 6 hours to get him back in.
Yeah, that was your first mistake.
He's a natural born hunter, and
He's such a rascal.
if you give him that chance, he will take it.
Okay. So he takes your jar of mush and he goes, here you go. It's just a little. Just as you leave, you're like, little sling, as you go to leave.
What a scam.
Did you guys meet up?
While they're doing that, can I just spend the 1 silver and get some peasant garb?
Easy enough.
Perfect.
Easy enough to do.
Keeping you up, are we, Zane?
No. Shut up.
You're a towel.
Perfect.
Okay. Sounds good. Okay. What's the plan for today, guys?
Uh,
Gotta go
do,
find this
so
guy.
yeah, I was gonna say, is there like some kind of restrictments or like etiquette that's common in the High District? Can I make like a society check for that or something?
Absolutely, you can make a society check for that.
Can I was gonna say I'll assist, but okay.
Why don't you also make a
Wait, don't do it yet. I'll assist you, DT.
Okay. Okay. No +1. Okay. So, Grog, like, you can go. You're good. Thea, typically you're gonna have to have some kind of, I guess the long and short is you're gonna have to be wearing nobles. You're gonna have to present the part of nobility. Nobles' clothes, fine clothing, probably be a common race.
Definitely not Grolk.
All that fun stuff.
Well, that's just Thea to a T.
I think she'd do better in the Midnight District.
Does this mean I'm the one going?
Common race.
It seems like you and
Oh.
Jerry could go if Jerry's got that other dress still on him.
I only have 1 dress.
Just the
And-
sundress.
Just the sundress.
A shame.
Don't know how well they'll take an old man in a dress, but those stuffy types. But the man we're after is an elf, so
What does that have to do with anything?
referring to common races.
Oh, okay.
Would we know what the definition of common race is?
Human.
Yeah, like what are the common
Human,
races?
Dwarf, elf. That's about it. And I mean the way that I said them. Like human, kind of dwarf, kind of elf.
Fair enough.
I'm sorry. What was his name again?
Kalur.
Lord.
May I
Do you
ask
want me to
exactly who
I
you're
can write it
looking
down.
for?
We had mentioned in the bar, Kulur, the doctor.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention. So many sights to see in this town. But why exactly are you looking for him?
He had a connection with somebody that we're looking, someone else that we're looking for.
Oh, I see.
Oh, it's Galar. I have Galar. I'm stupid.
Um, is there like a gate to the noble district?
There are 3 of them, each
Okay.
right next to one of those spires.
Each
Alright,
harder to
head to
get
one of
through
them.
than the last.
Yeah, each one is fucking worse than the last. This is your best chance. All the other ones are gonna be worse. As you guys stroll up, walking in, deciding whoever is going to be there, you can see a number of leaving to and from. There are people wearing like nobles' clothing, and each of them kind of have a. I don't want to say like probably a servant or kind of an escort of sorts. Um, some of them having like armed guards, some of them having just like normal people who are following them. Um, all relatively well dressed. At the gates, there's a number. Up top, there are 2 heavily armed, looks like crossbowmen. And then there are 2 like armed, like fully plate mailed, halberded guards that are kind of staying there. And next to this large spire that you can see that stands about probably 60 feet tall. Um, Probably about 50 feet wide, so the super wide and tall tower, um, all made of, once again, this inner ring is entirely made of marble, minus maybe like the first 5 feet of this wall, where it was maybe made of this like granite or slate originally, kind of signifying maybe when it was a trade post originally, or like a market town, and then as it became the capital, they kind of built onto it.
Like most cities, they're just built on top of themselves, basically.
Yeah,
Get
exactly.
flooded, burnt down, rebuilt, and yeah.
More. Oh, he's gone.
Time for another break.
I'm gonna take another break if we want, just a short one.
We can wait. Who's planning to go in?
I am.
I am not.
I
Okay.
was.
Okay.
I was gonna say I would leave most of my stuff in our room, tucked underneath the bed, except for like my my quarterstaff for like walking.
Yep.
And
And
your earrings.
maybe my spell book of like metal on my hip underneath my garb. No, not my garb, underneath my dress.
Yeah. Okay.
Also, I'm gonna prestidigitation it so it looks nice before we leave.
Okay.
In the room, just
Yeah. Okay.
Tell
I'll do
Jerry.
the same too.
Tomorrow looks bad. Like not super bad, but not good.
That's not good. It means our friend might be in hiding.
Well, just not
Not
bad,
super.
but
Okay.
it just looks not good.
Well,
Are you guys going all towards the gate? Just kind of gonna hang out nearby. Okay. Okay. As you guys all head there, Mort, can you roll me a perception check? Okay. Morik, you see a male elf wearing kind of this very noble garb
Mm-hmm.
walk inside, and kind of as he goes to just kind of turn and talk to the garb, you recognize him.
From
His name, you would be well aware of, is Falavel or Filivel Nezilbin.
I am Mrs. Nizelbit.
he talks to one of the guards and kind of pulls out something as they kind of motion him past as he walks inside.
Wait a second. All right. I'm gonna hang out over here. Where you want me to meet you guys later?
But he walks into the high district.
Oh, never mind then.
Yep.
I say nothing yet.
Yeah, you walk into the high district. I'm gonna hang out over here. Where do you want me to meet you?
So what's the plan? Who is planning to try to get into here?
Me, Star, and Mork.
Okay. Okay, sounds good.
Is
You guys all approach the gate
Grog and I hang out outside.
as one of the guards kind of, as you guys go past, as you guys get closer, he kind of notices, kind of moves off his resting place, walks over. Hi, how can I help you all?
Yes. I start pulling out my medic bag. My medic and I heard tales of the esteemed Kalur. I was hoping I could get some training from him. He lives in the Noble District.
Or we had persuasion. Damn. Yeah, I could probably send a message to him, let him know where you'll be at.
Okay. Was over at the was the Merchant's Haven?
Yep, Merchant's Haven.
I can probably do that.
Thank you.
Are all three of you together?
Um,
As he kind of like steps side, he goes, I apologize to assume.
Use your big
I had
boulders.
different plans of going into the high district. As you can see, I'm sporting wonderful jewelry. You can take a closer look. And dresses. And the common folk in the rest of Redmont don't really have an eye for such quality. Or the coin pouch. But I'm more than sure the people in the high district would appreciate such art.
Right.
Just look at this embroidery pattern right here. The flowers on this. You don't get stuff like that. Just any normal craftsman. You look confused.
He's like looking like he's like not sure how to respond. As he's just like, Signet! As a Signet comes in. Yeah. Yes, can you tell me anything about what they're wearing? Is he kind of a young man with like little like nostril glasses comes up and he goes, excuse me, hi, nice to meet you. I'm
Pleasure to
I'm-
meet you.
oh, pleasure. It's what? Those earrings are quite fine, and this dress is well made. Well, if I was to say so, this might compete with some of the finest dressmakers that we have in this area.
Thank you very much.
I apologize for eavesdropping. As he kind of like steps back from the guard a little bit, guard goes, "You may pass."
Thank you very much. I'll go ahead and I won't go too far just in case Mork makes it in.
Yeah.
I'm
business.
here to get my work praised, and I'll pull out one
Your work-
totem.
what?
Appraised,
Okay.
and I'll pull out one of the totems.
The guard like looks at it and like holds it out to the Signet. Signet looks over it. Finely crafted. It would fetch a fine price in the market here. Right. Why don't you head down there towards the... See if you can get it sold.
To the what?
Why don't you head down there towards the market and see if you can have it sold?
The market in the High District, or is he pointing me
No,
somewhere
he
else?
points down to where you guys came from, basically.
They wouldn't appreciate the craftsmanship. This is more of a finer taste.
Well, if your crafts are as good as they say, I'm sure a noble will come by. Roll me a persuasion. Diplomacy, rather.
Get a bard in the party and they don't actually ever get the chance to roll diplomacy.
Look,
Who chose not to go with them?
if your wares are as fine as they say, I'm sure word will spread. If the price is too high, I'm sure a noble will come. Why don't you head on down there and see what you can have done?
Shank him and run.
All right, bye.
Spank him and run.
Okay. So out of the three of you that went, whether due to racism or otherwise, only one of you is able to make it in.
Star wasn't able to make it in?
He rolled bad on his
I got a
persuasion.
2.
Oh, I
my
didn't see
dice.
that.
7 total. So
Yeah.
good diplomacy as a whole, but he's overcoming some pretty heavy biases here.
Old white men get ahead.
Jesus.
Beautiful young green men, well, they lag.
So they really only accept humans?
Not necessarily.
It was the dress. It was the. I'm gonna say it's the pretty dress. It may not have been, but
Star is dressed the part. It's more of they have biases towards him.
Mhm.
You are not dressed the part, even though your wares are good. And Jerry is dressed the part, fits the bill, and is reasonable with the wares that he has.
Fuck it. Can I walk up, kind of behind everyone, kind of?
Yeah, you're a different group.
Yeah, kind of. I walk up.
It's-
Oh, hello, Star and Morik as well. Oh, wonderful to meet you. Excuse me a moment. I'm just going through, if you don't mind, going to meet my uncle up a bit further up the street. Excuse me. Do you mind if my friends come with me?
Roll me a diplomacy check.
Just brute force this shit.
I'm
Um,
surprised you didn't make him roll deception.
yeah, that's actually fair. Is your deception modifier different?
Yeah. It's
What
worse.
is
It's definitely not a 7.
Yeah, it's worse.
What is it?
It's a 3.
Okay, so that's a 10 total. We'll send a message to your uncle as well.
Oh, he can't be bothered with those kind of things. Just would you tell him his nephew Thea is... I don't have time for this. Can you please just let us pass?
No, I can't. Tell me who your uncle is. I can send him word where you're staying, and I can have him send you a writ of passage.
Where is it? Sorry, I'll just be half a sec. I gotta look something up.
And then Grog shows up. Hello, can I go through, please?
Don't roll.
Yeah,
Just,
no,
roll
I'm not
initiative.
doing that.
Jesus, a goblin made it in. Get him.
Oh, stop!
You can't stab. You have a club.
No, I'm
Actually,
saying
you can't-
he's
you-
stabbing.
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say you actually could stab. It would be just a lot more difficult.
Yeah.
If you could, you know,
Bloodstone
you could
stab.
just stab the club through his chest.
Yes, well, my uncle, Theodore Kua, is staying here at the moment. He's with some friends. I'm not exactly sure what their names are, but they are just a bit further up the road, if you wouldn't mind.
I'll have to have you go to your place. I'll see if I can have somebody track him down for you. You'll have to forgive me. He's not doesn't reside here. Not a name I readily recognize.
Yes, of course.
And once again, if this is all, and you'll have my profuse apologies if everything checks out. I'll have word sent.
Is there any...
Does
I'll
is he
kinda...
here?
Sorry?
Is he here?
No.
Okay, fair enough. I just wanted to make sure. I was like, I read your backstory pretty well. I didn't think that was
No.
you wrote anything about
Totally
this.
bullshitting it. Can I? I'm probably about to get arrested. I'll pull out 2 silver and just put it in his hand. I would appreciate any help. Please.
Takes it. I'll make sure a message is sent your way, and I'll make sure to tip the messenger well.
Muchly appreciated. Fuck.
He took your 2 silver though.
Yeah.
He's 2 silver richer now.
Yes. I don't have enough gold for bribing people.
All right. So
Oh.
Jermaine,
Off you go, Jerry.
you make it into a lovely, well-gardened area of town as you see a number of high-class and well-to-do individuals all wearing fantastic clothing in this area.
Damn. I was a big fish in a little pond. Now I'm a big fish in the ocean. Okay, I'm gonna work on my strut, do a little nice walk. Whew.
Yep.
Look around. Any guards around here? Like just standing by or like? Yeah,
Yeah, there's a
probably looking
number of
for
them
guards.
just kind of walking around patrolling.
I'm looking for one that's in one spot. Guarding
Yeah,
a specific
you
thing.
can
or
find
that.
one. Kind of one of the
Good.
thoroughfares.
Good afternoon. Fine, sir. Is it a man?
Yeah, it's a man.
Okay. Fine, sir.
Goodly man, how can I help you?
First things first. How much would you pay for a dress like this?
This is like Helmet does this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Times?
Yeah. Mhm.
I don't know. 8 silver.
Perfect. And you're just
I
the
mean,
man
but
I
you'll
was
have to
looking
forgive
for.
me because
You don't wear
dresses aren't
so-
really my thing.
That's fair. I understand. How much would you pay for this quarterstaff? Doubles as a walking stick. Mm.
Few copper maybe.
Oh, you've got good taste.
Well, thank you.
Could you help me find something real quick?
Roll me a diplomacy check.
You gotta butter him up first.
Yeah, I see.
Smart.
What's going on here now?
Fuck. It's taking a little while to roll.
Yeah,
Okay.
according to on their Twitter,
Roll
they're
20.
saying that there's a few hiccups today.
Well, we can
Okay.
always use the Discord if we need to.
What's your diplomacy?
0.
Do you want me to just roll it?
Oh,
Or
roll
wait.
it. It's just wait.
Okay, what can I help you find?
Fuck!
Yeah, roll
Oh,
it. Roll it.
perfect!
Roll it.
Perfect! What freaking hell? I'm looking for. Well, first I'm trying to find maybe a garment district, someone who can appraise. Not that your appraisal wasn't good, but I'm looking for someone with a keener eye for a dress rather than maybe a. I don't know.
Sir,
You
you'll
seem
find
like.
no keener eye than mine. My wife is one of the most distinguished dressmakers in this area.
Maybe you can introduce me to her. I'd love to learn from
No,
a
I
master.
don't think that'll be necessary. If you don't mind, I have a job to do. Please be on your way.
Okay. I'm gonna look for like signage or something.
Yeah, you can find.
That's like, yeah.
They have like a general, like
Right,
a
so
small
there's like
market
a-
of like
there's like a-
well-to-do, high-end stuff.
Sure, but yeah, I was just bullshitting him there. I'm looking for like, maybe like I don't know what you would call it. Maybe the
Bro,
academic.
have you
district?
forgotten the plan? You're like looking at. Oh, okay.
No,
What do
no,
you-
no. I'm looking. I'm trying to find like if there's a two things. If there isn't an area where there's like a clinic or like a medicine area with like basically a hospital. If there isn't something like that, I'm looking for like an academic area where they teach medicine or they teach various things
Okay.
there. Yeah.
So you head to the market,
Perfect.
as you do. Oh my God, Becky!
I'm gonna do a little spin. Thank you, thank you.
No, look at me. Do you
Oh,
remember me? As you
No.
see a woman
Mhm.
really pissed
Oh
off.
fuck. Oh no, I don't remember you. I don't believe we've met before.
Come here. And she like grabs you a little bit, like pulls your arm. Like, first off, holy shit, that dress is really good. Secondly, my husband did take me on a vacation. Thank you for the advice. What are you doing here?
Do you have any pull here? Could you get my friends in here?
I told you my husband is one of the best dressmakers in this entire
So,
town.
so yes, you can get my
Yeah,
friends
you
in here.
just name drop him, motherfucker.
Okay, can you come with me so we can? Cause I'm not up for this task, but
What
my
ta-
friends are. We're looking for a guy. We need his help.
Yeah, I can take you there.
Yeah, but can you take me to my friends first so
Yeah,
that
sure.
they can come
Yeah,
with me?
no problem.
Thank
Yeah,
you. Yes.
absolutely.
Good.
Yeah.
Awesome. I'm gonna.
It's gonna cost you 2 silver.
Okay, they can pay you when we get to them. I'm glad you're okay. I was a little worried about you.
Well, thank you. Oh my god, my husband very unworried about me. He didn't even get the note. He didn't even pay the ransom.
So really, we saved you, is what you're saying.
I guess in the long run, look, I don't want to talk about it.
Let's just
Look,
waive the
like,
whole
yeah.
2 silver thing.
Okay, we'll waive the
Oh,
whole
come on.
5 silver thing and make it 2 silver.
Can you promise me that
Yeah.
when this is all over,
Uh-huh.
as like you don't need to give me a thank you or anything, but can you introduce me to your husband? Because I'm trying to really break into the garment market, and I would love to learn from a master. I made this dress, but this is mine.
Oh, well, that's very
Yeah,
lovely. Well, it's something I would buy. It's very tasteful. It's not
I
too
appreciate it.
Yes, I can probably do that. Okay,
Thank
fair
you very
enough.
much.
Yeah,
That's
let's
friends,
go.
right? We're getting off track.
Fair enough.
You want to get
Yes,
tea sometime?
Absolutely.
It's wonderful money. Friends.
I
Friends,
feel
let's-
like this very angry, talking at each other.
Friends!
There
Friends!
he is.
As you guys go to leave, she goes, "Did you reject some of my friends?" As the guard's like, "I'm sorry." As he goes, "Did you reject some of my friends? There is a fabulously dressed orc, there is a dwarf, there is a goblin, and there is a halfling, and you didn't let them through.
Where's the
You
halfling?
piece of shit!
She's
Give me your
not
badge
wrong.
number."
There's no halfling. There's two wolves.
There's 2 dwarves now. The halfling
Oh,
left.
well, okay. Halflings and dwarves look so similar. It's hard to tell them apart. Don't get in my way, Jerry. Look, you
Sorry.
need to where are they? Jermaine? Jerry?
They're probably at the market tavern place.
Go get them. I'll wait right
Okay.
here. And I'm getting this guy's supervisor.
Right. I'm gonna run, but I'm gonna hold my dress up because it's probably dirty. I don't want my dress dirty. So I'm gonna run with my dress all hyped.
Jerry,
As you run back to the tavern.
right when she leaves, she talks to the guard. Don't ever fucking let those people into the High District
Don't
again.
you
Do
ever
you understand the mistake
Kill
that
them
you
if
just
they
made?
ever come here again. Stab them with a
Yeah.
knife. Fire
I'm
the
gonna-
ballista.
Those
You
people
guys are at the tavern, right?
killed employees of mine and kidnapped me for 2 weeks.
You guys are at the tavern, right? I'm assuming that's where like our meetup is.
You go inside.
Start the person we met the lady. She yelled at me. We're friends now.
I'm imagining this scene playing out. Just an old man in a dress running up to an orc.
We're
the
friends
rest of
now.
your
Your group.
Do you guys want to come to the High District? I met that lady. They ransomed her. We saved her. She'll let us into the High District free. Okay. Are you all gonna come? Yes.
Well, that sounds wonderful. Like a tale I'd like to hear.
Perfect.
Are you
Perfect.
sure that they would
know what-
want?
Croak, you might want to. No offense. You might.
I mean,
wanna
I'm
stay.
fine with that. I
No
had other
stinky.
things that I wanted to do the stickball thing. I figured I
That's
could
fair.
do that while you guys were busy.
He's
That's
like
fine.
got super short. The bartender's got super short, or the bar owner's got super short shorts on, like
It's
a
like
black.
sweatband.
Exactly. Like, all right, we're going to this
Calisthenics.
I'm okay with sitting this one out.
All right. Good. Let's go back to the High District.
And then we'll go back to the future.
As you guys head there, you can hear her yelling from like a whole block away as she's just berating the shit out of this guard. As
She would
like
have done well in our last party. It sounds like.
as you guys can see, there's like 3 other guards who have done it. One of them wearing like plate mail with like a supervisor badge on it. She's just berating the shit out of him as well. As you guys all approach, she goes, "Okay, so I guess the long and short is let them in, and we don't have to take this to the supervisor.
Oh
Ma'am,
man,
there's no-
the mega visor.
Ma'am, there's no supervisor. That's not a. That's. I'm sorry. Are you backsassing me? You piece of little shit. I can have you fired. Do you know who my husband is?
Oh God, her name's Karen, isn't it?
Look, ma'am, I'm well aware of who your husband is. Please just take your friends and go. You're causing a disturbance. I'm causing a disturbance. You're not letting it pour. Okay, and so the guards just like leave a little bit to just walk away. They go, "You guys should be fine. Come on in."
Oh, well, thank
It's
you,
so good.
darling.
So good to see you all again. Oh my god. By the way, Star, good advice. He did take me on a vacation because I asked and begged and pleaded and cried a little bit.
It was the crying for sure.
Most likely. Well, welcome in. You're all dressed appropriately, minus you, dwarf, but that's fine. She motions to Morik. Are those really nicest things you have?
On me.
Okay, I guess it'll do. Just feel free, have fun. Don't cause any trouble. Don't stab anyone. Don't rob anyone.
What's your husband's name if we need to name drop that we're friends with his wife?
One moment.
Yep.
Let me pull that up.
Hold on,
I
let me
don't
look
have
at my
it.
address book.
Yeah, you don't remember your husband's name? No wonder he didn't take you anywhere.
Don't you
Was it-
ever talk to my friends
It
like
was
that.
it was one of just convenience, and his name is Durid Lenkhaft.
Does anybody remember this lady's name?
Oh,
Fuck.
Durid
best-
Lenkhaft.
like,
Durid
Thank you, Mrs.
Langcap.
Lycapt.
And you don't go by your maiden name, do you?
No,
Okay, perfect. So your last name's Lank. Okay.
I really like to imagine that she had to think
how
of
do
what
you
her
spell
maiden
your
name was.
again? Sorry, I'm very bad at spelling.
L
L
I
I
N
N
A.
A Lena. Very pretty. I thought it was an E. It was very rough. Fucking
Well,
bottom.
Have fun. Don't kidnap anybody. Ha ha. And we'll go.
Ah,
Real quick, would you know where Kalor works?
Oh yes, he helped me with an issue. As she like hovers around her.
Gross.
Yeah. He helped me with an issue. Yeah, I'm well aware.
Mm,
Well,
a
have fun.
baby.
Can you? Where is he?
Oh, yeah, sure, yeah. Well, it's on the way. Let's this way.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay. Follow her.
Yeah, she takes you to a nice little, a very nice house with a fabulous garden in it.
You're a fabulous garden.
These nice high, like 4 foot wide or 4 foot tall, like marble,
Maybe he helped her with her fabulous
like
garden.
fence, and like a 2 foot tall, like iron fence on top of that, like these small bards. As you head in, like as you go inside, you can see on the right there seems to be like an herb garden or otherwise. She goes, "Well, that's his house. Have fun."
Thank you.
Yes, thank you, darling. You've been most helpful.
Of course, I always am.
Not gonna do it, but I really want to just open up his door and have us all just be like, "We're asking the questions here."
This is the
how are you-
Arcanos! Pull up your hands!
Hi, how are you doing? We'll ask the questions here. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. You're right.
Okay.
Knock on the door.
Yes. Come in.
Oh. Okay. Step inside.
You guys inside. There's like a small apothecary set. So he's kind of just tinkering on it, like right in his like large foyer. Ah, as you guys see a large white-haired, probably standing about 2 inches elf, blonde hair, very lengthy, wearing these nice fine robes. As he very old, kind of wrinkles have kind of set in very very heavily on his face, and otherwise very pointed jaw, very classic of a full elven line. As he goes, welcome. What can I do for you all today?
We understand that you were tutoring a young man. Went by, what was it?
Eleanor.
Bellinor. Yes.
Never heard of him. Thanks for stopping in. If you'll head out.
We were his father is very worried about him, and he went missing, and we're just trying to find any information we can for him. The only thing that we have is a note found sort of near where he disappeared with your name on it.
Very peculiar box without a lock.
I assure you, that's all conjecture. If you don't mind, please leave my abode. I have many things to work with and do. Thank you for your time. I'm sorry for the trip, but I'm sure I don't know what you're talking about.
We were able to open it, so I think that, you know, we're not your average person, Kalor.
He doesn't seem to be deterred by that.
We were hoping to get to you a couple weeks ago. Unfortunately, with the storm, it made it very difficult to get around town.
Roll me a diplomacy check here.
Can I try to aid him before? Oh,
Yeah,
fuck.
absolutely. You can roll. I haven't seen the roll. Go ahead and aid him first.
I
fine.
didn't. It's all 15, right?
20 typically.
Oh,
For
to aid?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
What?
It's very. I thought it was 15.
Fuck me.
So I thought it was 15.
The standard is 20, but it's up to the DM. It's like if it's easier or harder,
Oh,
depending on what the situation is. But the
Okay.
baseline is 20.
So aiding is a lot harder.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck.
You'll have to forgive me. As you guys all enter in, as kind of, as you know, the door. You hear the door behind you. Now, show me what you mean.
Okay.
Show us what you got.
I'm gonna open up the box and then close it. Huh?
Well, the note.
Oh, the note. Oh, I'm gonna open up the box and give it to him.
I don't remember what the note says. It's been a while since we read it. I'll say that in character.
Well, I assure you, right now we're in a 5-on-1 situation, and I, quite frankly, prefer my odds in this sense.
Well, we only have 4.
4? Oh yeah,
Let's go
4-on-1
on our side.
situation. And I prefer my odds as they stand currently. So, how do I know you're not Arcanos? As he
If we
casts
were
a spell to
Arcanus,
light
we would have
lock
come
the door.
during the storm. You know, when it would be harder for you to cast, or at least significantly more risky to yourself.
Oh no, we would wait because you know what happened during the storm with that guy, and then you melted him. I would have waited if I was
Yeah,
Arcanos.
or he could just kill himself with it. It was a very
I mean, it's
bad
fair.
situation.
I mean, they did specifically say that the Arcanos raid during the storms.
Yep.
It's
Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair.
Well, as I understand it, with the Arcanos, they're Not a fan of mages and things like that. And I'll cast shield and.
Can't you only cast that as a reaction?
Not in this edition.
He reacts to cast
Okay.
shield.
Fair enough.
Boom.
Oh.
Ah!
So I guess that means that out of the 5 people in this room, only one of them can't cast spells.
Oh,
Which I assure you all is me.
Yes. Naturally. That's
Oh.
why we're here.
Obviously, that's why the door closed by itself.
I have a well-trained dog
Mm. An invisible
outside.
one.
Outside.
What was his name again?
Pluto.
I think you called it earlier. Right? It was, something with her.
You'll have to forgive me.
This isn't an interrogation. You're just trying to.
I'm just jumpy right now. I
the
understand. Yes, I'm well aware of whom you speak. A fantastic individual. A young boy gifted tremendously by the wild storms that came. I believe it drew forth some kind of elemental bloodline or otherwise, and was trying to help him refine that to be able to be controlled. Earth was his particular domain, and it caused tremors in his wake. Easily explainable by rock slides or otherwise, and it was played off as that way as such, but without proper training, I believe he might have grown. I think it awakened faster than he could control, as is unfortunately the case with many, especially when exposed to wild storms. Him and his father spent many trips to Redmont, and yes, I did spend a good number of hours trying to help the boy understand his capabilities, trying to hide them.
Well,
What specifically are you asking?
it seemed that, uh, as far as we can tell, you were the only one that really knew that side of him. But it looked like the Arcanos came for him. His father seems to believe that there's no way they got him, that he managed to escape somehow, or whatever else, but he's not been seen. His
Well.
father just wants him home, if possible. But you're our last lead.
Well, to be as honest as I can be, given the circumstances, we are, of the magics he had, one of them would pertain particularly to avoiding capture. So if he was captured and they didn't have a way to mute his magical abilities, he more than likely did escape, to be honest.
If he didn't go home and he didn't come here, do you know of somewhere he might go?
Or do you know of any particular way of spying or finding him?
I don't have a way to spy on the boy, but
I don't know. If
when I
spying
was
is a
much
thing.
younger, I did tell him of a cave near Lunite Castle that I had taken refuge in for a while.
I wonder if he's been there for the last few months, holding up, waiting for you to go find him. Is there a signal that we could give him that if we do end up finding him, would let him know that we were connected, you and us? maybe a code that you gave him as a to talk to other casters that you've interacted with, which actually would be helpful if you did have any for us to interact outside of this.
Are any of you able to make illusory objects?
I don't know if prestidigitation can do that or if it's strong enough.
I don't make it. Illusions
has-
aren't my thing.
Has to be illusory objects specifically.
Yeah.
Cannot. No.
Well, many of us, in order to communicate, will use that, removing the verbal or semantic components as appropriate to cast a shimmer onto the floor or ceiling. I can show you the symbol that we use typically.
Sure.
Although without a way of casting it, I'm not sure how well it will do you.
Do you have a book here with it? I can try to copy it real quick. I brought my thing with me. I like shake on my hip.
Can I see what you have?
I'll toss him my. It's just like a ring of copper
Yeah.
circles with
As he
incantations. on it.
finally looks at it, he kind of
Yeah.
relaxes a little bit, as he wasn't sure
Mhm.
it was an interrogation until this point. Because these are many more magics than a Arcanos would be able to use. Yes, I believe I may have a way for you to add this to your collection.
Perfect.
You came all this way for a boy. I'm assuming his father has thrown up a pretty penny for his return, then.
Yes, there's also another party out looking for him. I don't know how friendly they are, but
Is
You'll
he
end
just
up
keeping the door
briefly.
locked?
No, I suggest
I-
keeping the door.
has a crew with a leader by the name of Borum come through? My name's Star, by the way. I didn't introduce myself. I apologize.
Yes, a number of different groups have come by here. However, specifically asking these kinds of pointed questions, yes, there was one other, although I don't want to say misdirected them, but I was not as forthcoming with information, as they did not willingly provide me with many reasons to trust. I sent them in the way of Stell.
So not completely out of the way, but
No.
which side was that cave that you mentioned? Was it on the Stell side?
Do you have
Was
a
it
map?
closer to
We
Pharaoh?
do. I pull it out.
We actually got it from the boy's father.
I have marked it on the map.
So
Let's
you
see.
didn't really misdirect. I mean, you told them Stell, but a lot closer than you could have.
Yeah, you could have said like Pharaoh.
Could have, but would they believe him? Would they know it's a misdirection?
That
If he's on Pharaoh?
that elven folk they had, I didn't believe if I gave him too much wrong information, he would be trusting me.
It's fair.
They seem to be more crude, and truth be told, I didn't know if they would even keep my secret.
Sure they will. They seem like decent folk.
Well,
They come
came
off strong, though.
They came around in the middle of the wild magic storm, so it's been probably about 10 days or so since they've left.
They're probably halfway to Stell already.
They're Maybe it was closer to 2 weeks ago.
So we spent a week going to Pharaoh.
A week there and a week
Fair.
back.
Oh,
They-
10 days.
yeah.
They left 10 days ago, right? You said?
They left. Well, no, they left Little Red Mountain before we got there.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And they have spent a good amount of time trying to track down information.
That's fair.
They did not have direct approaches to information like you did.
Yeah.
Remember that you had said that they got kicked out of Little Red Mountain.
They did get kicked out of Little Red Mountain.
Mm-hmm.
So I sent them in the direction of Stell in a panic. But so while not a lie, not necessarily the truth, however, within the ridgeline that Lunite Castle seems to have formed, there is a cave system that I spent some time resting in the past.
We appreciate
If he is anywhere that I have any idea of, it would be there. Of course, there are many places to hide throughout the world. The forest southwest of Stel into the mountains of Karak Daldur. There are many places, but specifically that is where I have found refuge in the past. As most of the Arcanos are not willing to travel into an area so dangerous, and to be fair, for one such as himself, being a sorcerer unable to control his magic, a place of wild magic would be unbelievably dangerous.
Get there and he's just exploded
Sure.
and pasted across the wall.
Sounds like time is of the essence. We appreciate all the information you've given us. If there's anything that we could do for you, obviously we'll be leaving town. Should we come back? Anything? Or if there's anything along the way.
At this time, I can't think of anything that I need, but that's the best I can do for you. I hope he returns safely.
Well, let's go find Grog.
Yep. Are we planning on leaving today? Sleep
not?
tonight, leave tomorrow?
It's still early in the day. Day's just
That's
begun.
fair. That's fair. I'll meet you back at the tavern. I did want to talk to the dressmaker very quickly.
Yes, I too would love to see the fashions of the town.
Or we can leave by nightfall and we could be on a reverse schedule or something like that.
Well, we just say the time was of the essence, but it's gonna take a while to be there. Well, don't take too long. It'd be nice to head out.
Well,
You-
Grog's playing stickball, so who knows how long that's going to take.
He could stop.
That's
We
fair.
did kind of come here for this information, and then we got that information pretty early
That's
in the
fair.
day.
Half an hour tops, we'll talk to him. So we can. It's almost afternoon, right? We
Yeah.
left from the bar in the morning to come here.
It's probably somewhere around like 12:31.
Yeah. So we could leave by
It's
like
not very
dinner
late.
time.
I'm surprised
Not
it's,
even.
it's even noon.
Because you guys probably woke up somewhere around like 10, 11, walked here
Adventurers? No, we probably woke up closer to like 6
after
or
a night
7.
of drinking at the bar.
I had one
Nobody
drink.
got too drunk. Yeah, we all had one drink. I'd say it's reasonable to assume we got up around like 8.
I would have had a
If it
couple of
maybe-
extra, but not
It's
enough.
probably like 11:30, 12 then.
Well, actually,
Alright, we can go with that.
I might have had a couple of extra, but I'm a dwarf, so those are just pre-drinks.
Yeah.
Don't I? Do I have resistance to poison as a dwarf? No.
You do.
Do I have it innately, or do you have to take a certain background?
I don't know.
Yeah, I'll look into that.
Okay.
Fair enough. So why don't we head to the dressmaker first? Because Morik may want to stay in town a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got someone he wants to find.
So why don't we do the dressmaker then?
Oh,
We
have
might
a
be
The
break.
other
able-
two are gone.
Yeah.
There's a strong-blooded dwarf that gets it.
Once we get out of, oh wait, what spell did he give me, Ox?
He
I put in my book.
Illusory. Object.
illusory object. 500-foot range, 20-foot burst. You create an illusion visual image of a stationary object. The entire image must fit within the spell's area. The object appears as to animate naturally, but it doesn't make sounds or generate smells. For example, water could appear to pour down an illusory waterfall, but it would be silent.
But he did give me the ruin, like he drew out what the ruin. You said a ruin in that
Yeah.
with the illusory object,
It's
and
like a
that's supposed to be like the sigil for
Correct.
magic casters. Is it just an arcane spell? Oh, arcane and occult. Whoa, occult is what's it called, right? Bards, right?
Cult. Yeah.
Yep.
He could learn how to do it too, right? Or I don't know if he'd be able to.
No,
I don't
you
know how
can't
bards
copy
get
it
their
like a
spells.
wizard can.
Yeah,
Can't do it like that. I'm a spontaneous
that's
caster.
fair.
He could cast it from a scroll.
That's fair. Well,
If
if I
you
was
show me
able to
how
make
to read
scrolls,
your version of the spell in your book, I might be able to, but yeah, for the most part.
I'd have to show you. Oh, I could. What's it called? I could share lore with you, and teach you how to read it through that using my knowledge.
But as I understand it, like virtually every wizard has their own version of writing down a spell, so no two are alike. They do the same thing, but
And that's why it takes time to copy it.
Yeah, I really liked Pathfinder had this one where instead of like using a book, you could just have like a bunch of copper circles, like thin sheet metal on a ring, and you stamp your incisions. It just sounded pretty cool. Better than just a spell book.
It's like your
Okay.
version of a spell book. It's like a weird.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm not here, guys. A pickle jar dropped in out of my fridge, and it shattered all over my kitchen. So I'm cleaning it up right now.
Okay.
okay.
Fair enough.
I wasn't sure if you guys were still talking. Just yeah.
So Logan, you're muted right now. So they are wanting to leave today.
I mean, if that's what we're gonna do, that's fine.
Okay.
Not gonna
That is the
chase after
plan.
you, mystery man.
I have no clue where he's gonna be in the high district, and I can't really be walking around by myself.
Sure, you can just drop the guy's name and you'll be fine.
I don't know if that would go well.
Fair enough. So you head to the dressmaker then. You two, as you head inside a very fine house with these large tapestries that have been kind of unfurled by it. As you head inside, a bubbly older man, large and portly in size and in personality. Hello! Welcome into my shop. What can I... Oh my goodness, your dresses are fabulous, my dears. Well,
Thank you.
what can I have made for you today?
Well, I actually came on the recommendation of your wife.
Really?
Well, we happen to be the fellas.
She does have
that-
the finest taste in all the lands, if you don't mind me saying so myself.
She does. She's a wonderful woman with an exceptional personality.
The voice of a hobby.
You are, apologies. You are Jared, yes?
Correct.
Perfect. Myself and, this fine person next to me, we're actually we're one of the people that rescued your wife on our path to Little Redmont.
Really? She didn't
Yes.
tell me anything of this.
She didn't tell you about an old man? And
Of course not.
an orc with pointy ears? No?
No, something like that would give my heart the jitters. Well, it's good to have her safe, but I must say, hearing that she had to be rescued is horrifying in nature in its entirety.
It is
I might
scary.
have to make a dress out of homage to that particular motion. Give me one moment while I draw this. Starts like drawing. Anyway, so what can I do for you today?
I was wondering if you could appraise this dress I made. The one I'm wearing currently.
Sure, of course. No problem at all. Well, who am I selling it to?
What do you mean?
Well, depending on who's buying it is how much it's going to go for.
I'm not too sure. I've been trying to find someone to buy it, and the best offer I've got was 7 silver, and I talked them up to a gold and a silver, which is only one silver more than what I paid for the materials.
I'm sure that's the case. I'd give you 2.5 gold for it right now as you're standing in it.
Do you want the dress?
Right now, as you're standing in it. That wasn't a joke. Here's the money.
Do I-
He drops
do
the
I-
pouch on the counter.
Do you have a changing room that I can change into my
Of course.
other garbs? Perfect. I'm gonna go put on my peasant garb, and I'll prestidigitation while I'm in the changing room, so it looks nice, like crisp
Yep.
corners, make it look right, and I'll hand it to him.
Lovely.
Thank you very
Puts
much.
it up on his rack.
Any tips for an aspiring
I have many,
craftsman
but the
like
most important
yourself?
thing is knowing whom you're selling it to beforehand. Their particular taste is going to vary heavily on how much you can actually sell it for, and also depends on what kind of materials you should purchase. For instance, some of my more interesting clients would prefer more exotic leathers or otherwise being used as kind of a almost like a patchwork on the shoulders or otherwise just to give them that little bit of what the fuck is that kind of thing. Synth threads are fantastic as far as if you can find some lovely spider or otherwise large giant spider in particular makes some of the coolest most comfortable ability or clothing. Its flexibility and otherwise is absolutely fabulous.
Would you care to look at some leftover fabric scraps I have from Pharaoh? I
Sure.
don't know what kind of stuff comes out of here, but if you're interested, I'd be willing to give it to you for a fair price. It's only about 5 silvers left worth of it, and Pharaoh's pretty far. I don't know how long you deal with them. How well you deal with them.
This in particular seems to be made as he pulls out one specific like longer sheet
Mm-hmm.
of one of the mushroom fibers that they're made there. And this is a fantastic sheet. You said it's 5 silver for the stack. I'd pay you a fine 2 silver for this one alone.
How much do you want for the lot? You buy me out 5 silver for 5 silver?
Sounds like a fair price.
Perfect. I have no
Cover
use
your
of it now,
cost, and
so-
I'm sorry for the travel. If you had more of it, I'd be willing to pay more. You should take up your mind in marketing, not just dealing the actual raw materials. Try to make a profit next time.
Yeah, I'll give it a shot. What kind of dress would you sell me and my friend Thea here?
Well, I'd have to get to know you. Thea, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Where to begin, darling? I'm from the north.
I trust you. I have plenty of time.
I'm from the north, from Karakthadul, Thaldul. Grew up there with my father and various brothers and sisters. Decided mining and whatnot wasn't for me, so decided to become a traveling teller of tales and musician.
So the question is, are you the one who needs to be the flashiest person in the room, or is your personality do that for you?
Oh, both, darling. I mean, just look at what I have. Made from some of the
Well-
finest tailors dwarven tailors in Karakthadul.
Well, I have this fantastic red and ruby silk dress as he pulls out this dress that has like the front is very high but the back is very long and flowing. It is mostly ambered. It's a one-shouldered dress with spots of blues and lines of whites kind of going all throughout of it. It's see-through when light hits it on the back part, the part that kind of drapes behind the legs. This is probably what I'd sell you then. It's eloquent. But it's also quite loud, but when you see it you go, that's a goddamn good dress. That might be from the finest dressmaker in all of Redmont. However, I want to see the person who's wearing it more.
It does look and sound it does look absolutely divine, darling.
This one's but a mere 4 gold pieces, but for you and bringing me these kinds of wares, I'll sell to you for 2.5.
Good deal, Theo.
Do you do credit? I do.
And what about you, my fine friend who brought me all these wares? Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Oh. Well, I read a lot of books. I don't get out much. And when I do get out, I don't really like anything flashy. Very simple for me. Simple speaks volumes.
Well, what about this fine black dress that I have made of lovely velvet from the east? And high slit in the middle coming straight down the front, a heavy deep V-neck, and just small straps holding it up at the shoulders.
How much would you want for it?
Well, this one's going to typically run you about 5 gold, but once again, you sold me and gave me a good deal on things. I'll give it to you for a mere 3.
You want a hard bargain. We're actually on the... My friends and I we're half craftsman, half the adventuring type. So, I promise you that if you have something of this quality, which I'm sure you will when I get back, I'll be able to pay full price for it.
Of course, friends don't expect a discount on their friends' materials, and for that exact reason, here's another 2 silver for your materials. Thank you once again for your time. Will you be purchasing this lovely dress here? No. You're muted.
I should be. I shouldn't be.
You're good now.
Yeah, must have not quite hit the toggle. What was I? Well, thank you, darling, but I'm a little bit strapped for cash. I might need a few more performances to be able to afford that one. But I shall most definitely come back next time we're in town, and I shall purchase that one. It has caught
Of
my
course,
eye.
if you do come through, if you had any apologies or any problems getting into the high top, please just send a runner my way. I'll be happy to come and escort you myself personally.
Oh, thank you, darling. That would make things so much easier. Those guards are quite rude at the front gate. Wouldn't even
I couldn't agree more.
Yes, wouldn't even let us through to see your darling wife.
Oh my goodness! I hope you got their supervisor's name. I'll be writing a letter post haste.
Very well.
Okay.
Just another reason
Nice.
for everyone to go fucking adventurers.
Yep. We go in, we sell you a bunch of shit, and then we leave.
I feel bad for that person that I promised I would sell it to him for
Yeah.
his wife.
I was thinking that as you were selling it. It's like, what
That man bought it for so much more money. I actually made a good profit on it. Oh, and he bought my material. Oh man, this man. This is good. All right, I think we need to hightail it back to the market to meet with Star. That way we don't spend any more time.
Okay. All right. So Grog.
Yeah.
All right. As you line up, it's a nice classic 10v10 stickball game. As they're pitching to and fro, he goes, "All right, look. I know you haven't probably played in a while, but the long and short is hit it as hard as you can, get to the bases, get points, win. Don't try to be a hero here. Just get it on base. Bases get points, right?"
So
Slap.
that's all good and well. Swinging hard is just about the best thing I do.
Okay, he slaps you in the ass. He goes, "Get up there." All right, roll me an athletics check. Okay, it's a solid hit still. Goes on. They don't catch it. You get on to second base. Game continues like that for a while. Once again, it's mostly an amateur thing. It's not anything crazy. Roll me another athletics check.
Yeah.
Easy. That's a home run. You gotta get a nice all over, just home run. At the end of the day,
Boom, 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 boom.
you guys win by 2 points.
Good job, team. Do I learn any of the teammates? Do I learn Spanky and
You learn some
Dusty
names?
and yeah.
Yeah, it's easy. There is who on first. There was
Oh.
Yep.
on second.
Yep.
And
What's
I
on second?
and,
Plays second base.
I'm not sure on third.
You learn Mo. You
No.
learn Fervil. You learn Jazir. You learn Hanan. You learn Todd. You learn Weiss. You learn
I didn't write. Hold on. I remember Mo and Todd.
Hanan.
Stickball team.
Yep.
Todd, Mo, what was one of them was like Weiss, right?
Yep. Weiss.
Weiss.
Yep. Hanan.
You know, at the end
Hanan.
of the campaign, when we get all our friends together,
Yeah, we're gonna have a
we're
stickball
gonna have
team.
a stickball team. We're gonna have 1,000 goblins.
Hyup.
Yup.
Hyup.
Yup. Okay.
Yep. Ubin.
Ubin.
And his
Ubin.
brother Gubin. My team.
And his brother Albin.
Damn it!
Albin. That name sounds too familiar.
I had a
Oh.
wizard named
Yeah.
Albus.
Yeah. I could have sworn I remembered someone named Albin. I don't know. All right, good
Albert
game.
and the Chipmunks.
I slap a lot of butts.
Yep.
Oh, so.
You have a grand old time.
Oh, dump mush over the coach at the end when you
He
win.
doesn't have his
I
mush
can't.
jar.
I don't have my mush with me. Yeah.
That would be the most upsetting thing, I think, for that coach. If he's not a
Just
follower
covered
of Book Rock.
covered in-
Big Rock, why did you pour all this garbage on me?
Now I have to go home and bathe. Or go to the bath house.
Like 3 times.
Yeah, or else my wife won't let me back home.
She might kidnap herself.
Women are crazy. They do that kind of shit around here.
Hear about Lena? She fucking did that shit.
All right. You
Don't
have a
tell
nice-
anyone, but her husband was thrilled.
You have a great game of stickball. And you head back towards the you head back towards the end.
That was just like a recreational stickball game.
Yeah.
Like there wasn't an audience or anything.
Just a
There's
big-
a little bit of audience, but it was, it's
Pick up
like
game.
all your kids at Little League. It's mostly the parents that are there.
Was I playing with children?
No.
Did he recruit me because I'm short and I look like a child? So I was easy to slip into the game?
Ringer.
Yes!
Yeah.
Ringer.
A goblin kid. Oh yeah. This is how tall goblin.
Because
kids are.
listen, that is totally fucked up and I would never do that sort of thing without being paid.
No, it was adults. At the end of the day, it's really weird because you kept striking out, but they were throwing it right where it needed to be. Problem is, you're too short.
Yes.
You had to hit it like this.
That's a ball. That's called a ball.
It doesn't matter if he's short. Either you've still got to get between certain things for it
Yeah.
to be a strike. So the
Correct.
umpire is like
No.
really crouched down. The catcher is lying
What
on
the
his
fuck?
belly.
He's got like a 4-inch box. Like
Yeah.
what the shit?
Foul.
No,
foul,
it's fine.
Foul.
It was against adults, but it was still like when you have just when it's just a recreational league, you got like a couple people who are already at the park, and then like their families. That's it.
I got you.
The one guy drinking beer, kinda. What?
You guys meet back up at the bar.
Well, darling, that dress. Sorry, Jerry. That dress was absolutely magnificent. I was unfortunate that I couldn't quite afford to be able to pick that one up.
John,
Going senile, I see.
he's talking to you. He's talking to you.
No, I don't want any more soup. I'll stick with my tea.
And he is going senile. No, that was DT's character talking to you.
Hmm.
He is going senile.
He is going senile. Oh my god.
Going
yeah.
senile.
He's been senile.
Say it again. I heard it, but I want to hear it again.
Oh, that dress that they made, that gentleman made, was absolutely fantastic. Unfortunately, I could not afford it. We'll have to come back here
Oh.
at some point.
I'll make you a prettier one.
Ooh, that would be most magnificent.
Of course. Of course. I'm glad you like dresses as much as I do.
Oh, well, you do have to speak to one's inner self and make sure that you express everything you can.
I could not agree more.
Well then, shall we be off?
Olbin was the name of Vosshawk. That's who it fucking was.
It was. Oh man. Figures he's playing fucking stickball.
It was a hobgoblin, right? Wasn't it?
Yeah.
No.
Should we get a carriage to take us to Stell?
Well, that could be quite magnificent. And walking in these heels, while fashionable, isn't always exactly the most comfortable.
Fair, fair. Also, get us there quicker. Anyone opposed to pulling together and chartering a carriage?
Um,
Hi there.
It depends on
I
the
think
on
he
the
said
end
you're
price.
Oh, I am? Wait, we're going to Stell? Why?
No, not quite. I have another idea.
I'm gonna show him the map.
Our friend that we met with pointed us here and said that our other friend that we're looking for could be there.
Is that all?
He gave me some other things, but I'll tell you once we're on the road. Just remind me.
A shame. I was hoping we would be in Redmont a bit longer.
Can always come back with some cash to do some better things. The only thing is, once we collect our friend, we should try to go as quickly as possible back to Skystead. Then maybe we could take the ferry back to Redmont.
I actually have another idea entirely, rather than purchasing ourselves or renting ourselves a carriage or
What is your
caravan.
idea?
Well, I've done myself a fair bit of trading, and through a couple other quests and money that we've gotten. I think we could start to purchase our own carriage.
Hmm.
Uh,
We
be able to transport more wares, and the slower of us could ride. Horses aren't pack horses aren't very expensive.
could we maybe fix up that old one?
It was like 4
could.
weeks ago.
It's
But it
been out
might
of the
not
way.
be there.
Uh,
What kind of prices would you be looking at for a vehicle like that?
the vehicle, I'm not sure of the price. That's something that we'd have to talk about, but I'm sure, especially if we pulled some of our money together, it shouldn't be too much of a problem. Now, is there somewhere that we could go to try and purchase a wagon?
Easy enough.
What kind of wagon are we getting? Just a open-topped one? Are we getting like a gypsy caravan, like cloth over the top, or something just as two
Don't say
wheels?
that word.
Let's go to the warehouse. Let's go to the wagon depot.
Yeah, there's a wagon depot. It's Wagon Max.
No.
Wagon supply.
no.
Wagon
Let's
Max.
go to Wagon Max, and we'll compare
Yep.
prices.
Yield Wagon Max as you head inside. Hi, welcome to Wagon Max. My role is just to guide you through this process. How can I help you today?
Oh god, okay,
yes.
full car salesman.
My companions and I were looking for a wagon.
Sure. Tell me a little about what you're looking for. You know, if you don't mind me asking, like I said, my role is just to guide you through this whole process. Is there,
I hate
what's the
this.
most important thing we're looking for? Is it price point? Is it, are you looking to upgrade? Are we looking for, like, what are the big things for you? That way I can kind of help narrow this down a little bit.
Oh well, we're looking for a wagon, so
Okay, but
Well-
there's over 47 models of wagons out there.
Well, there's a few members of the party that are a bit slow on their feet. It'd be
I'm not
good
very
to
quick.
have something that could carry them along with our wares.
Okay, are we looking at 1 horsepower, 2 horsepower, 4 horsepower, 8 horsepower?
9 horsepower, 10
I-
horsepower,
I-
11.
I think 2 would be good. I want to see that, see how much we could fit in there. If we can get a few members of the party along with the wares that we need to bringing from town to town, then that would be good. If not, we could go up.
Okay, are there any specific features that you're looking for on this wagon other than just the bulk it can carry?
Wheels.
Like a specific spring system or, quick releases on the,
is there
carriages?
one that's easy to fix?
Yeah, there's one. Yeah, there's one that's easy enough to fix. That you can do some pretty
I'm thinking
easy
in case it
patchwork on the road.
breaks down on us, we could maybe fix it ourselves.
I have.
Well, we do have a really good extended warranty that we sell on our wagon.
Um,
And it's got 24-hour roadside assistance as long as you're willing to wait 2 weeks for another caravan to come by.
2 weeks, that's it.
Anyway,
After we send our carrier pigeon, of course.
we've got a couple. We've got a couple wagons. Are you looking for a covered or uncovered one?
covered.
Well, let's look at the price point of the covered, and then if it's a little bit high, we can
Okay.
back down to the.
Okay, so this one's going to cover about 18 bulk altogether. Okay,
That's not a lot.
a person is 5. Yep. So they're gear. So this is kind of like our budget economy one. It's 2 horses, barely. It's mostly 1 horse, but it can be 2 horse. However,
We,
I do have
we
one
definitely
that's
need something bigger.
okay. So this one's gonna go about 35 bulk.
We have 5 members of the party, and then we're also gonna have a decent amount of bulk.
Okay. So
What do
this
you
is
say,
a
at least
60
50 bulk?
wagon.
Okay.
Okay. 60 bulk wagon. It can be held with 2 or 4 horses. Although 4 horses is going to be faster if it's fully loaded, obviously. And price point for that, pack animals going to run you about 2 gold each. This baby's only going to run you 1 gold.
Okay.
1 gold for the cart?
It's like we say, horses are replaceable, wagons forever.
Now, let's look at the next size. One size larger.
Okay. So this is a 4 pack horse carriage.
Mm-hmm.
Carries 90 bulk.
Okay.
It's going to be 5 gold pieces total. It's wagoned. It's also got side barricades. It's got side barricades that way if you need to shoot from the side, you're being raided. You can pull up the back for like a fully guarded approach. You can put some heavy leathers on the top to actually give you some protection from arrow fire.
I'll buy it.
Okay. Five. Are you looking to finance that, or are you looking to just buy it outright?
I can give you 2. I can throw in 2.
I've
give you-
been doing pretty good with selling my wares.
I don't have much money.
I can purchase it outright.
Okay, 5 gold.
You got it,
I-
then? Or
I'm
store?
buying that and the 4 horses.
How much for the horses?
2 gold each.
Yeah.
I can kick
okay.
you.
Sure.
Sure, you're
13 gold.
okay with covering all that stuff?
Yeah.
He's gonna be storing his stuff on there. He's probably gonna be using it the most.
Yeah, Levias didn't leave.
This is a
behind-
full battle wagon, by the way.
Levias didn't leave.
We're not
behind.
really.
That still
That's the
seems
thing. We're
super-
not.
For
We're not
what?
using it for the battle stuff. We're using it for the. It's
Yeah, but
the
that's
storage.
just extras. It's like when you buy a BMW. You may not have wanted
Okay.
automated cruise control. It just has it.
That's fair. We may be
so
able
this
to.
has
It'd also
four
be nice
horses,
to like be
right?
able for what?
This has 4 horses, right?
So
we are
4
gonna
pack
probably
ani-
get some
it
barrels of
requires
feed.
Pack animals.
Okay.
Going into winter, you probably would want feed because grazing will become less and less
I plan on
able.
buying
We
feed.
can still get a shit. I mean, with the amount of
Um,
bulk we can carry, I don't
Yeah,
think
you
it's gonna
guys
be an
can
issue.
just kill people and throw the people and all their shit in the back.
I want to keep my netting. Now, actually, no, what?
Are
No.
you going to trade in for your hand cart?
Zane,
You
do
should
you
just
want
do
to make
a hitch on the
a
back
Google
for your
Doc
cart.
and put everybody on it so that we can just keep track of everything that's in it and the bulk?
I'll do that later. Yeah.
Yeah.
How much bulk is Baloo? Will he fit inside, or does he still an outside bear?
Well, if we're 5, he should be like 3.
Ah, okay, yeah.
Smaller
He's
than
small
us.
sized.
Ah, that's right.
He's like somewhere in between small and medium, so
Yeah.
we'll say
5, so
We'll say
25 of us. One person's probably gonna have to be driving it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's probably
yeah.
That
One
would
person
be
just
me.
needs to using nature with it. So
Oh.
all 5 of us in it. That's 25
Does
bulk
the
plus.
wagon have cruise control?
I don't know how much bulk everybody has, but I'm rocking with like.
You can pull up those embrasures on the sides to give
We should
yourself a
be
little bit of
fine.
acoustics.
Yeah, we
I
should
have
be-
about 10 bulk.
Cruise control.
Is that
So 10,
including
you're
what you
carrying
weigh?
10, so 15.
No, including what I weigh, it would be 13 bulk.
13 bulk. Okay.
Okay.
I'm not 5.
How much do you weigh? 5 plus what do you have
I
on
have
you? You're
3
carrying
bulk.
5?
I got 3 bulk and whatever I weigh.
So 8,
Yeah.
8, so that's 16 plus 13. So
29.
yeah, 30 plus the bear, so another 3.
So 32.
32. Morik, how much are you carrying in bulk?
4.
4, so 9.
It's 41.
Yep.
Zane, what are you?
We still have. That means we still have like 50 we can. Shit.
Zane,
we can-
how
Yeah,
much bulk are you
Zane
carrying?
will probably end up. I
got
can't
9
imagine
on me.
he's. So 51. So we have 49, and with everybody on there, we have 49 free bulk for anything
yeah,
anyone else
We can carry a
has
ton
and
of
needs
shit.
to exactly.
Yep.
Also, medium creatures are actually 6 bulk, not 5 bulk.
Okay, so
put
up that by
one,
5. Yeah.
5.
Not
Wait,
5.
how much?
Or
How much is
4.
small then?
Smaller still 3.
Okay.
All right, so up that by.
I
so we
just
have
I got medium wrong. I thought medium was
45
5.
bulk. We have 55 bulk on there.
Yeah, it's 90 bulk
should be
total.
fine for it.
So
What are you gonna do with your other cart?
Well, yeah. So I'm gonna sell it if this is
Trading.
very well made.
Hook it up to the back and have it as a kind of dog cart or dog trailer.
or like a stationing vehicle, like you take that into a dungeon
Yeah.
to load it and then take that out.
Yeah.
That's
it's
fair.
like,
How
you
much
know,
bulk is that cart?
You've got an Imperial Star
Probably
Destroyer, and it has our
amount.
little reconnaissance vehicle.
What'd you say?
Probably a decent amount.
Let me hold on. I was just looking at vehicles.
The handcart was not available in that. It's something
I
that
figured
got
it was
Doc
just
to
I
make.
figured it was just a
So
cart. Okay, fair
So
enough.
It carries like all together like 15 bulk.
Yeah. But
Just makes it easier in rough terrain. It's horrible because it's it's terrible to get through, but you can drag more than what you
How
could.
many-
because-
how
I
many
mean, if
wheels
one of
does
you
this
wants to buy it from me, but
Oh wait, hold on. What are the standard costs in this?
For what?
I'm just looking at how much is a cart. Cart is 3 gold.
Cart is
no.
3 gold.
well, hold on. Where do you see that?
Under
I'll
vehicles.
post it in. I'll post it in
Vehicles,
the chat.
Game Master's Guide, page 1.
Oh, Game Master's Guide. Okay.
Yeah,
that was
there's
not out when we
there's
started
the
playing, so.
what's it
5
called?
feet long,
There's the
10,
list of all the vehicles.
That only okay. Let's take a look. Let me make sure my prices are right.
Oh, they're probably not.
They're definitely not.
They definitely aren't. So a wagon that can hold 1 crew member, 2 passengers, and doesn't really say bulk on here, is 25 gold.
Oh,
Something like what you were describing, about 150.
Not even that. I mean, it doesn't even look like there's. I don't understand
Carriage.
the.
I
crew
would
plus-
imagine that what he is describing is a heavy chariot.
Yeah, well, nothing
No,
really
wagon.
says how much bulk they can hold.
I mean, yeah, but there's no like. I'm just saying. I think that that's the closest to what he is describing.
We'll call it 10 gold for the wagon to not break the economy.
A house is 20.
How many bottles of water is that?
We don't have
Okay.
bottles.
I think it's
How many
about
bicycles?
Do you need help with that, Star? Or you still good with an extra 5 gold on
Full
top of
by
that?
2. Yeah, you know what? I'm fine with it. I'm fine with the price I gave.
Okay, never
5
mind.
gold.
It is a
5 gold
second-hand market,
wagon.
of course.
The
Why
the
not?
Yeah, second.
wagons,
This is used market.
the wagons kind of.
I'm surprised that they didn't include like a bulk limit for all of these.
If you, I'm sure if you
I'm
took the
good with what I
pricings
give.
from Pathfinder 1 and like translate them to Pathfinder 2, that price is pretty fair. The one that you gave.
Oh, definitely. Vehicles in Pathfinder 1 are expensive as fuck.
Why don't we just say I turn in my hand cart to cover some
The
of the
rest of
rest
the,
of the
yeah,
costs.
I think that's fair.
I
You
mean,
know,
it does
I'm
have
fine
a
with it. You're
very
not getting a
custom
home
back.
base for a while. This kind of counts for your home base.
Okay.
We'll say you only need 2 vehicles or 2 animals to carry it, though.
Do you happen to sell spare axles and wheels that we could purchase and keep on hand?
Yeah, absolutely. Those are actually 90 gold. No.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
I can
where
do
you make
that.
your money.
Like
We'll
an
say
airflight
for
plane
like
company.
axles and wheels for like heavy repairs, non-patchwork stuff. We'll say that's a gold
All right, I'll
for
do.
like
How many?
one
for, like-
per like major repair instance.
I'll purchase
I
one.
do want to say, I am buying this for the party to use, but
But it is mine.
This is my wagon. Don't be like, we got 40 bulk. I could put in 40 bulk with shit. No, I'll dump your shit out.
Everyone gets 2 bulk. The rest is mine.
That's probably like one bulk, right?
Yeah.
For one repair.
I just need
I would
enough
say 2
to.
bulk because it's like a full
Okay.
axe. It's
I
very
just need
oily
enough
and
to
light.
keep Sling's cage on there, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah. My big thing is just I do still need to carry the stuff.
How
so I
much
can
is your
keep making
kegs
money.
and stuff?
Those are 3 bulk each, I believe.
Oh, that's not as bad as I thought. How many do you have? 3?
No, I sold mine. I sold what I had.
Basically, he sold all of
Oh,
his
empty.
money-making
Oh, that's
tools.
full. Okay. The keg's full. How much are they empty?
Fuck all.
I don't know.
Oh, you. Oh, I forgot. You don't. Yeah, you just
Not
buy
me.
like barrels. Yeah, yeah. I thought you had your own, and you just filled them up with. Okay, I understand. Yeah.
Did we buy the extended warranty?
No. We
It's
can do our own repairs.
it's only a silver
No.
I'll pay for the extended
For-
warranty.
for double
Oh.
for triple
How
W.
much, how much commission do you make if we get the insurance or whatever?
1 copper.
Is that a lot for you?
I mean, it's not bad. I mean, it's less relevant. I'm making a little bit more off of the wagon, but at the end of the day, really, here's the thing. I have it on my wagon. And I have used it twice. Once when I was going to Skystead and once when I was going to Stell. Took about 2 weeks for another caravan to come by. And they asked me, did I have that warranty? And I said yes. And they're like, all right, let me see it. They took a stamp off of my little book here, and then they got to the next biggest town and turned it in. Look, we're a multi-barony company here. And look, these are redeemable anywhere. So you can take this to any repair shop that you need at the end of the day, as long as it's non-wear and tearables. And goblin attacks, obviously. No offense.
Not paying attention.
Yeah, 1 silver, triple W.
Yeah, well, I paid
Yeah,
it.
but we
Okay,
have to,
you paid it. All right, here's your book. Here's your book of stamps.
Keep it. How big is it? It's like space-wise, length and breadth and whatnot.
It's probably like 15 feet long, 10 feet wide.
Okay. At some point, I'll probably, I don't know, get a board or something like that. Kind of just, something big enough that I can use as a mobile writing desk. So, like, sit on my lap. And
It's
just-
got embrasures.
Ah, yeah.
Total bulk was 100, right?
90.
90. Okay.
Now,
Um,
about weapon upgrades, ballista on each side.
You can get ballistas. You can modify this carriage as much as you want. You could up the suspension system to allow it to hold more bulk without ruining itself. You could upgrade the horses to allow it to go faster.
Can we put stickers on it for more
You can
horsepower?
put stickers on it to make it look like it goes faster.
What about a spoiler?
Yeah, you can put a spoiler on it.
Hell
Sick as
yeah.
fuck.
This is your home base, guys.
Yeah. Okay. So on the back we paint we brake for nobody. Down the side for a spoiler we write he's actually a ghost, Sixth Sense, and on the other side Vader is Luke's father.
Hold on, I haven't seen that movie yet. Did you just spoil something for me?
Were you listening?
Yeah, I was.
I didn't tell you what movie.
Okay, fair enough. Good. I was meaning to watch the original Star Wars movies like in a year or so.
Wait, what Star Wars?
Fair enough.
Well, when that star over there, that one there is Osiris, and that one over there is fucking Anubis, and they were fighting.
And they hate each other. They
And
hate each other.
You can't see from here, but they are
They shoot
constantly
radiation
shooting
non-stop.
spells backwards and forwards. It's a Star Wars.
Were they roommates?
They
Maybe.
were in college.
Oh.
So yeah, there's Star Wars. Hashtag canon.
No, it's a wagon.
So yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's your character.
How much
sheet.
faster are we with the wagon? With the cart?
Faster.
Okay.
You'll cover standard terrain tiles in 2 a day.
That is a double.
In difficult, yeah, you're double.
That's
basically
really
double
good.
speed.
And we got 4 horses, wasn't it?
As long as it's
Okay.
under half capacity.
Well, now it's not. Now it's not good.
Well, it's barely under, I think.
Well, because I can't imagine that we'll be able to make that speed if some of us aren't on the cart, and if we're all on the cart, then we're not under.
We'll just make it around 100 bulk, by the way, instead of making it
We
weird.
still had 40 bulk with everybody on it.
He said under half speed.
Under
Oh,
half speed, double movement on the map. We'll call it around 100 bulk. That way you're slightly under bulk requirements.
Oh no, a leaf landed on the roof.
Yeah, you know what? We'll leave it at 90. We'll leave it at 90. You got to pay for upgrades later. The upgrades are more expensive than the cart.
Sounds about right.
So if you can get it under
Well,
capacity,
We said this one could be pulled with 2, but we have 4.
Then we get a
okay,
couple of ox.
2/3. 2/3. We'll say under 2/3 weight. It can move at double speed on the map.
Nice, we're fine.
Lit.
We upgrade it, get a couple of oxen at the back as well, pushing as the horses pull up the front.
Sick as fuck.
And why don't we, with these upgrades, why don't we end this session this week here? Because I believe the next step is heading to Stell and then using that as a staging point, correct?
Well, no, I wasn't going to go all the way to Stell.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No,
Well, maybe after, but
okay. Pull off somewhere.
I just told him Stell because it was the closest landmark than saying Lunite Castle.
Gotcha.
although we could go to Stell, keep everything there, and then travel by
Yeah.
foot.
That's what I was thinking, because
There
there's
was
probably not
someone
going to
who
be a
said
place
that
for
they'd
the
be in
wagon.
Estelle.
That might be good. I like that.
Right, yeah.
Okay.
Well, if we're done,
Let's
thank
end
you.
this week then.
Yes, we actually did have a couple of people watching. Yay! Hello. Thank you for watching. We tune in next week.
All right. Doses.